Live. And we are live. And what's up, everybody? Welcome to Power Stroke Jude's YouTube channel. I'm Power Stroke Jude. You can see we have Coil Tools, Tool Demos, Tools with Souls, and Ed Deal Tech Guy today. I'm going to let them all introduce themselves. And today's going to be a little bit different. We're not going to be talking about tools. We're not going to be talking about automotive repair. We're not going to be talking about tech, DIY, or sometimes comics either. But what we are going to be talking about is YouTube and YouTube growth, how to grow a channel, how to understand analytics. At least that's what these guys are going to talk about, because they know a lot more about it than I do. And I'm here to listen just like you guys. So I will put my 2 cents in if I think it's needed. It's probably not going to be needed. But going from there, I'm going to go from my right, probably your guys' left. I don't know how it works on the opposite, but I'm going to let Lindsay introduce himself.
Hi, I'm Lindsay Coyle. My channel is Coil Tools, and I've been making YouTube videos now for about 3.5 years. My main business is being a mobile tool retailer, and I created a channel in order to support the business, although I don't use it as a sales channel. And I've been making videos on tool reviews and overviews and toolbox and tool cart reviews and talk about the industry and any interesting news. So I try to make it focused on tools, but have a little bit of everything that might be interesting.
Hello.
Timing.
Steve.
Hopefully that's a customer with some big sales for you now that you're an internet superstar. My name is Steve S. I run a channel called Tool Demos. The idea behind this channel was to show tools, kind of showcase those, where to get them, what they're for, and how to use them. So sometimes I'll do automotive repair videos, but I'll really focus on the tools that I'm using for that. And sometimes I do tool reviews. I've become friends with Power Stroke Jude here on the internet. He's got a great channel. I watch his, I lurk. I watch his live streams at night, but on my day job, which is actually my night job, that's my main corporate job. I can really only listen while I'm working, otherwise I get in trouble. But I'm here to talk about YouTube, sort of the inside baseball of YouTube, and I think video production. So if you're interested in that, have a listen. And also, I'm on my phone today. I'm out in the shop, and so I can't actually see who's in the chat or what you say. So if you want to say something to me in the chat, I'm going to need to wait for one of the other guys to read it to me, because I'm flying blind over here.
Robert.
Wow. My name is Robert. I have a channel called Tools with Souls. I've been doing YouTube for 16 months, I want to say. Have a little over 6,000 subscribers. I just crossed the 2 million view mark. So I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm doing okay at it. All right, I do know what I'm doing. That's just... and on my channel, I do tool deals, tool talk, tool news, tool demos, whatever tool related, but nothing else.
All right, cool. And everybody knows.
Hey, everybody, it's Ed the Old Tech Guy, and I've got a channel on tools, tech, DIY, and sometimes comics. I talk about all my interests. My trade is actually a network engineer with 20, almost 30 years plus experience in the field. And I've done everything from being a field tech to working on fiber splicing, installing Fujitsu systems, DWDM systems, and all kinds of other telco and networking cool stuff, from Cisco to Juniper to all the way even to some real consumer, stuff like I don't know, TP Link or whatever, or what am I thinking of? Come on, guys, help me here. What's my favorite stuff that I talk about all the time?
Phone repair.
Phone repair. Ubiquity. I'm poking fun at Ubiquity because it's one of those brands that I talk a lot about on TikTok and other things. But as far as a YouTube channel being like me being an expert, I'm not an expert by any means. I just do what I think works, and some things have worked, some things I've completely failed at, and I think that's the process of YouTube. Mm-hmm. But subscribe. It's a great channel. It's the best.
Don't cost nothing.
Don't cost nothing at all.
What I tell them about my my channel is it's free to watch, but it's expensive to stay. I find deals like you wouldn't believe.
Yeah, I tool deals is it's a tough market. You picked a tough market. That's a tough one to stay up with.
Yeah, it's
It
never
keeps you-
ending. That's for
Keeps
sure.
you busy, that's for sure, because everywhere you go, you know, you've got to have your phone and your camera and your YouTube voice with you.
So so to keep things productive, and just because I got ADD really bad and dyslexia and a bunch of other things that wrong with me, um, I say we start out with things that make sense, right? Start from the bottom up. I say we start talking about shorts, because shorts is a main discussion that a lot of people have on their channel. Should you do them? You
Yes.
don't get the watch time hours. People say that it's not worth it because they don't count towards your monetization hours, and that when it comes to shorts, they're, if you don't get views, you do get views. You should put hashtags in there. You shouldn't put hashtags in there. There's a bunch of discussion just on shorts that we should have. So I say we start there. Suggestions?
I like it.
You like it?
Sounds good.
Okay.
You don't
All
want to
right.
start a little more basic with like philosophy and purpose for a channel?
Oh, we can. We can.
I
why I'm
think that's
asking.
probably a best place to start, and then we can get into the techniques that one would use to build their content and grow their channel. But
I
that's
say
my suggestion.
no. I say that's good. All right. So Lindsay, you volunteer then. Go for it. Start us off.
Well, everyone's got a different reason for starting a channel. Some do
Mhm.
it just because they want to have a good time. Some do it because they want to see growth. Some do it for monetization, and they want to make it some people want to do it full time and earn a living making YouTube videos. There's lots of different reasons why someone would start a channel, and your reasons for doing that are going to dictate what your content is. What do you want your channel to be? How do you want to be perceived? Are you building a brand, or is it just a happy-go-lucky guy with a camera out there making fun videos? And once you define what that is going to help you understand how to best produce and make your videos so that you can resonate with whatever you want your target audience to be. And that's the way I looked at it. My purpose for doing it is to have it be a revenue generator for my business. I do not expect to sell things over my channel, even though I'm a retailer by trade, but rather I looked for my channel to have a way to get information out, to build an online brand that way, and have the revenue generated by the channel itself based on subscribers and views and stuff to be another way to fund my business. Who's
All right.
next?
That's good. Well, let's keep going around the way we're going. Round the table. Tool demos.
Is it my turn already?
Yes.
Well, I've got a lot of years of do-it-yourself type of work on cars, mostly in rehabbing cars that I buy to flip. So I really like doing that. And I think I mentioned in last month's video on Text Talking Shop, my mentor. That's where I got my start, is through my mentor, and we really came up together. After that, I started working with customer cars because I stopped saying no to people. You know, everyone knows the guy in the neighborhood that's out there working on cars, and they see the results. So eventually I stopped saying no and I started accepting customers, which is a huge, huge difference. You know, you've got different timelines and you've got to do the work the right way, not your way, but the way the book says. So I started learning a lot about auto repair because of that. And I also started realizing how difficult it is for someone like me to learn about auto repair, mostly online or through like Haynes manuals or books or stuff like that. But where do you even start? So because my journey took so much time and so much effort, I thought that I could use that as a springboard to help other people who are getting their start kind of make it easier for them and faster, because I made a lot of mistakes. And gosh, you ever search YouTube or Google or something, you're looking for a certain answer and 32 million answers come up, and like maybe one of them buried somewhere in there is the correct one, and there's a whole lot of wrong, bad information out there. So that's sort of that's the start of the channel. I wanted to put the best information out there that I could for anyone who wants it. It could be DIY, it could be a first time, just a owner of a car who's got a problem, or for a mechanic. I mean, it's for everybody. I try to do everything the right way using good tools, and I'd like to grow it from there. My goal, this is going to sound weird, and we'll get to this later about analytics if you want, but my subscriber count, the number itself, doesn't matter. Like, it could be 3 people or it could be 3 million people. I honestly don't care about the number. Now, that doesn't mean I don't care about my audience, because that's exactly who I care about. But the size of the audience doesn't matter. Like, I want to help my people, right? I want, if one person writes a comment and says, gosh, that's the exact problem that I had, and I watched your video and now I know what I'm doing, that's fantastic. It's a huge win. And like, it puts a way bigger smile on my face than your video got 2 million views, which is also cool. But that's so that aside, my actual goal, even though it's going to sound weird, is I want to be able to walk into my local auto parts store, Napa, wherever, and on a busy day, have one person in there actually say, that's Steve. I've seen him on the internet and he probably knows the answer to the question I've got. That's my goal.
It's a good goal.
Does it sound weird?
No.
No.
Your goal is your goal for your reason.
Yeah.
Well, probably unlike everyone else here, I did not start out wanting to do a tool channel. What I did was I wanted to document my descent into Alzheimer's and show people that, especially early on, the disease isn't nearly as bad as what the mental image that you have. And I did that by sharing my love of tools with people, or for tools with people, because I enjoy using them. I worked out in the field for several years. It's something that I've always had around me, always enjoyed using and doing, and I wanted to share it with people. So when I started out my channel, I literally told my wife, if I get 100 subscribers in a year, I'll consider myself a huge success. And I thought maybe if I could get 10 people to watch a video, that would be amazing, because when I was doing it, I never said I'm going to make these videos for a bunch of people to watch. It was more or less for the grandchildren that won't get to know me as I am now, so that they can see what I was like, and learn what granddad was. And maybe that's something that their kids can look back on and see what I was like, because there will come that time when I'm not functioning. I'm not capable of doing it. And so that's why I started it. And in the interval, things have changed where I am now. I've learned more about YouTube and how to appeal to people and do all that, but it was never my intention to come on and do anything. As a retired individual, it was to keep myself busy. The doctor told me to do something creative to keep my mind active so the descent isn't quite as bad. And that's what I did. I was like, there we go. I'll start a YouTube channel, because my kid was telling me he was going to be famous and start one.
So this is almost like an online photo album. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. You guys are saving the tear jerkers for the end here, huh?
Well, take out the tear.
So I have many reasons why I started my YouTube channel, and I'm going to start out with first of all, I needed a different hobby, and I did paintball, I've done golf, I've done different things, and all those cost a lot of money, and you spend a lot of money doing that, right? YouTube actually ended up working out because I had a bad back, and I couldn't do half that stuff. I couldn't crawl around, shooting my paintball gun anymore. That was one reason, but there's a lot of other reasons that compiled. That was never a big enough reason for me to start the YouTube channel. I never wanted to be a public personality. I don't want to be a public personality. But I mentioned that because for me, the numbers, the views, the subscribers are like golf or like any game you play. It's fun to see them go up. It's like scoring. So every time I score, I feel great. Every time I don't score, I feel kind of like, dang, what did I do wrong? So there is that. But on top of all that, the real driving force behind it is so my dad died when I was very young, and I didn't grow up without I grew up without a dad, and I didn't have a father figure to really teach me how to use tools. So I had a really hard time growing up, with people telling me, making fun of me, asking me for frequency grease and left-handed screwdrivers and stuff like that. And we all laugh at that stuff, but it is rough on a kid, coming up with no understanding and really trying to find a career and trying to find a job to make it, right? And I always had this drive that I will have a career, which I do today, thanks to God first. But I put a lot of effort in that. But I got a career, and then after getting that career, I also want to help everybody else that's going through that and gone through that, to help them. Because you know what? My mom, being a widow, the kitchen sink would break, and we'd all look at each other like, what are we supposed to do? We don't know how to fix this. We couldn't afford a plumber. So here we are taking stuff apart. We don't even have tools, right? So I wanted to go ahead, and the next generation coming up with those problems. There's so many kids right now growing up without dads. I wanted to put that information out there so that, go watch Ed, the old tech guy. He shows how to fix a car. He shows how to build tools. It tells you, how to build toolboxes and do this and that and that and that. Watch him. And that's why I try to make it very entertaining. I've even been told that it's a little insulting and kid-like, but that's the point. I want to attract the younger crowd. I'm really working for that. The other thing is that so my brother passed away as well. And again, I'm telling the tearjerker for sure, but my brother passed away. And today, to Robert's point, and in full agreement with Robert, we have no real recordings with him, with his voice, with his personality, with the way he looked, talked. And, his girls grew up and didn't know him. They kind of just remember rough, blurry images in their mind. Well, I wanted to leave this for my kids, my grandkids, and everybody else down the line to see, oh, there's Ed, the old tech guy. That's my grandpa. That's my uncle. This is how he fixes things. I'm going to go learn from him a little bit. And I get to watch him for a few minutes. And while that may seem a little like, I don't know, like stuck up or something, it isn't, because once you have lost somebody and missed them so much that you just wish you could hear their voice for a minute, you have no idea how happy it makes you inside to just hear that voice for a minute. So I'm hoping that'll do that for somebody, that'll remember me fondly, and I leave that for them, So, and memories for myself as I grow old. So like I said, many facets. That's why for me, subscriber count and video count doesn't necessarily matter. It is a scoring game for me, though. It does feel sometimes like, dang, I missed the mark. So a lot to unwrap there, but that's the philosophy and reasoning behind my channel.
Talking a lot about legacy here.
Yes.
Whether you leave your legacy online or in people, that's kind of what we're all after. Except you, Jude, we haven't heard from you, so let's hear it.
Oh, I just wanted to get filthy rich. Next, no, I'm just kidding.
You're 2 videos away.
Yeah.
Hey, where's your Lambo? Did they send that yet?
No, not yet. No, I was kind of a little bit of a mixture of everybody, man. I wanted to put good information out there because I had an injury and I was in the hospital for a few months. And when I was in the hospital, I had osteomyelitis, sepsis, and cellulitis all at the same time. And the sepsis was pretty bad, and the doctor said, had I not gone in, because every tough guy at home, I'll be okay. And finally, my wife and kid drove me to the hospital. They said, man, you could have died. The sepsis is serious. So I thought about, man, my kid's 11. He's got plenty of memories with me, but, who knows? Is that all he's going to remember? So I try to put some stuff out there so he can show maybe his kids if I'm not around or something like that. And when I was in the hospital, I watched Better Call Saul and I watched Breaking Bad and I watched all the shows that I wanted to watch. And I was in there for 24 hours a day for almost 2 months. So the shows that I like ran out. So I started watching YouTube, and I was watching some mechanic videos, and I'm like, oh dude, these guys, a lot of these guys are giving out bad information, just like you were saying, Steve. I want to put out some better information. And I tried to go at it that route. And then I started my first 10 videos, even though I wanted to be a repair channel, were like all tool videos. And then like my next 10 or 15 were all repair videos, and they went back and forth a little bit. But even though I wanted to be more of a repair channel, I think the audience enjoys the tool videos more because that's where I get better views. So I don't want to say I've accepted that because I still do repair videos, but I do probably one repair video to every 2 or 3 tool videos. But yeah, in all, it's just to have fun. Like Lindsay said, it's for part of his business. I do want to open up a shop someday, and I'd like to maybe get some recognition off of my YouTube channel. Like, oh yeah, we can take it there. He's got a shop. We see him on YouTube, so that'd be pretty cool. So that's kind of my story.
That goes to niche, right? Think about that for a minute, and I guess that'll take us to the next subject, right? It's kind of good because niche. You're saying that your audience wants tools, but you kind of wanted to do repairs. I actually, my channel's hurting because I jump around. I jump around from tech, repairs, tools, tool deals, toolboxes, and people have told me if you just get a niche or divided that into multiple channels, they would grow like crazy. But I don't want to do that. That diminishes what I'm trying to do. So there's the two philosophies, right? Like, is this a business, something that you want to grow, or is this for fun? Is this something you want to grow that way? So it's kind of that tough thing. I think philosophy is a good intro to me.
Yeah, when I first started my channel, I thought I was going to do just tool review type videos. This is the pliers that I'm working with today, and I'll score it, from 1 to 10. They're pretty cringy videos, so if you want a good laugh, you can go watch those. But I think 3 or 4 videos into it, somewhere in there, I showed just with my car, actually my wife's car, the Tundra, I did a transmission fluid service on it. And I said, why not? I've got a camera, I've got a YouTube channel, let's go ahead and record that. And I did. I put it all together. I edited the thing down to, I think, 12 minutes, something like that, which for me, from my very short stint on YouTube, that was an incredibly long video. And I'm thinking, man, I don't even know if I should load this on YouTube. I was this close to throwing it in the trash, just deleting it and just going on with tool review.
Oh, don't do that.
But I hit upload anyway. And it started off with the average 3 views, in the first week. This is what happens when you first start a YouTube channel. And then all of a sudden, it would just ramp up. Not so much that I would get excited, but there was 10 the next week, and then 20, and then 50, and 100. Today, that video, as far as long videos go, not shorts, is my number 2 most watched video. People subscribe to my channel by the hundreds because of not just that, but because of that Tundra. There's a lot of Tundra owners out there, apparently, that like to work on their car, and they're like, I don't even know where to start. So I've got every service that I've done to that thing, I made a video on it, and I've got a really strong following of people who are just here to watch those videos. And I haven't looked in a long time, but it's probably coming close to 100,000 views just on that one that I was talking about. And the other ones are in the tens of thousands also. So it's my most popular subject on the channel, which is crazy because, like I said, I almost threw it in the trash.
But that's an excellent point in that you can do all the work up front to define who you want to appeal to. You can work on creating certain content that you think is going to strike that vein. But sometimes your audience defines your channel.
Yeah.
And it might not be what you thought it was. And that's what I found too. I wanted to make certain kinds of videos. I'm not making those videos anymore because people like to watch other kinds of videos instead. So, and one thing begets another, and sometimes you kind of leapfrog where you might start out with certain kind of content, and then you change, and then people respond favorably. Your channel grows, you get a larger following, and then you can work in maybe something else that you were trying before, and now you're having a more receptive audience because you've built some kind of relationship or you built a brand with those folks. So it's this constantly evolving thing where if you want to try different kinds of content, it might work very well. On the other hand, what Ed was saying before about specializing and finding a niche market, it's no secret that specialization in this world is usually a much more effective way of growing anything, whether it's a product line or a brand image or whatever it is, or just a skill set. And there are people who have incredibly successful YouTube channels by every measure because they only do one kind of video and they're very consistent at delivering that very narrowly defined content. And those guys do very well for themselves.
Yes.
I would agree with that. Now, when I started, I actually decided to do a tool video because before I even started a channel, I had over 200 power tools just hanging around. And there was a guy, got a huge tool channel. He's a little animated sometimes, and he talks about tools. And he had said that Bauer is as good as Rigid. And I was like, okay, this dude's an idiot. He doesn't know what he's talking about. So I originally started out like I wanted to do woodworking, and because I build cabinets and whatnot in my garage for neighbors. I just build it and give it to them for free. And I was like, well, I'm just gonna document some of that stuff and then give stories while I'm doing it and just talk about my day or whatever. But I heard this guy and I made a tool video, and I think it was like my fourth video in over the last year has gotten almost 90,000 views, I want to say.
That's insane. That's insane. How did this, being selfish here for myself, I got to understand this because my most famous video today is me talking about a broken thermostat. And I was like, I made a couple other thermostat videos. It's completely flopped. I even made an HVAC series where everybody pokes fun at me. Like, HVAC series, Ed, sucked. I couldn't get nobody to watch it. I get tons of HVAC questions, and that's not even the industry I work in. I just happen to be talking about the tech on a stupid thermostat that wasn't working right. And that's it. And that blew up. And then I have not been able to recreate some of that. Now, I've had some other videos hit kind of big that were tool related, but I have to say that there's a little bit of how can I recreate that? It's staying in my niche, which what I think is my niche, kind of tech DIY stuff. From fixing computers to fixing cars to fixing things is what I'm hoping my niche is, and I think my viewers like seeing me fix things. Whenever I'm upgrading or fixing something, those seem to get a little better views than me saying, I got a new ratchet. I can't make that video.
Well, the thing is, if you had started out doing videos of look at my new ratchet and people watched, and then the next time you did it, people watched, you'd probably keep doing it.
Right.
But if you're one day you're doing thermostat and then the next time you're doing something else, the people don't know what to expect when they come to your channel.
I agree. Go ahead.
I got lucky, fourth video in, and people started watching these tool videos, and I just kept doing it. I was like, well, first of all, I enjoy using tools, so it's no big deal. And even my channel's evolved, where now I'm doing just demo videos and YouTube Shorts, and my long format videos are almost always tool deals, tool news.
Yes.
Crap,
Yes,
hold on,
that seems to be a hot.
I want to acknowledge something, guys. Check this out. Oh, thanks, Derek.
Whoa. All right.
And have a great 4th of July at the beach. We'll be watching him hang. I will be taking some videos of him out there for sure and putting them on his channel. Thanks, Derek, man. Appreciate that, dude.
That's awesome.
Yeah, thank you. That's great.
I'm so my channel's a little quirky. but it isn't dying. I get subscribers every other day or every day. So I'm, I'm not dying. There was a time I took a
Hiatus.
vacation, a hiatus, and I was still growing for a little bit, and then it just completely stagnated. And now to get it ramped up again, I almost feel like I'm starting over. It's
I
like
took a
trying to get
hiatus in
people.
March. I don't know if you guys remembered that. I thought about quitting in March for a while.
Yeah, yeah, you did. Yeah, you did. And then you fooled me.
You had me
fooled
going.
You fooled me. But I guess to summarize this, niche is important. If you want to grow your channel, if your main reason for YouTube is to grow your channel, make money, get views, and make it big, you need to concentrate on a niche. And the more specialized the niche, the more unique the niche, the better. I think that goes without saying. Some of
So
us are just never going to do that.
DIY and sometimes comic. That's not a niche.
That is not a niche.
No.
That is not a niche. That's like, I'm everywhere. I'm actually going to drop the comics going forward. I'm just going to be like tools, tech, DIY, because that really summarizes what most of my videos are. I think I've got like 1 or 2 comic videos in there, and that's it. Whatever. People can view those or not view them, but I think I'm just going to drop the comics and just be tools, tech, DIY.
I think you've got a lot of expertise in your trade, Ed, and that
I-
on your resume, I think lends to people trusting you more when it comes to technical things. And then also, I've seen a couple of your videos, and you always present your information in a very smart way. It makes you come off like an expert, like you really know what you're talking about. And if you can build that kind of trust with your audience, you could probably go into automotive or into networking or whatever it is you want to make a video about. People will trust you enough to go ahead and watch that video, even if it's not what they were searching for. They trust you, and they're looking for what you're putting out there.
Well, let's talk to that for a second, because a lot of people have said, Ed, why didn't you go into networking or design or different things? And I'm like, because I can't. I have a specific type of job where I can't be talking about those things, so I don't talk about them. And because of that, I talk about my hobbies. And one of my hobbies is actually drawing, but nobody cares if I draw. The kids that are drawing now are doing it on iPads and doing it on a computer and making me look sad. I still do it with a number 2 pencil and charcoal and other stuff, right? So, but I do repair cars for fun. I do a bunch of DIY stuff for fun, and that's what I'm going to talk about, because now when I go do this work, I have a camera with me. I used to have my kids or my wife or somebody, but nobody wants to help me anymore. For lots of reasons. My fault partially, but I now have a camera with me. So that's kind of cool to have the camera there while I'm working. And then I get to see what I did or didn't do, or if I should lose weight or not, because I've been getting a little COVID weight and I got to get rid of it.
So are you looking at it as more of a race or a marathon?
For my YouTube channel?
Yeah.
It's gonna be a marathon for sure. When people finally decide that Ed the Old Tech Guy should be a big channel, if they ever do, it'll be because they know that Ed talks about a wide range of subjects. Go watch his channel. You'll get all the information you need, from computers, smartphones, to fixing drywall, to fixing a car. He's gonna be that DIY tech guy that we're gonna talk to,
Yeah.
And I like to fix cars too. I can't do half the stuff that you all are doing, but I do my bit of things, and I'll make videos on those things.
Mm-hmm. Well, see, I was I know solar. I know solar really well, having worked in the field for a number of years doing it. And yeah, I've only attempted to make one solar video, and that was because people had kept asking me, and I just did it on a live stream where it wasn't going to affect my channel one way or another. It's a live stream. So I was just doing it to have it out there, and I was like, ask me whatever. And no one watched it. So I was like, okay, they're not interested in solar. So, but just probably every week on my live stream, somebody will ask me a solar question. I'll just answer it for them. And I've had, I can literally tell you what your array is putting out
No, you can. You and I have had this discussion, and you, dude, you know it really well. Like I started giving you square footages and stuff, and you're like, okay, you need this array with this battery set. You need this and this and this. You could just talk to it at the top of your head. You almost should do a channel that's just solar. But dude, do you really want to do that?
No. No. I'm happy answering people's questions about solar, but I'm not passionate about solar. And I think that's one of the things that has helped, because I am very passionate about tools. And I think everybody that has a channel here, they're passionate about something, and that something is what's coming out on their channel. And even if you weren't passionate about it at first because your audience got into it, if you look at it now, you're probably more amped up to do those videos than some of the others that you're doing. Because people are, you want to share that good feeling with folks. So, I mean, you guys agree or disagree?
One thing that I've noticed. Oh, go ahead.
Just want to thank Pat now for the Surfer Dude and June to have a successful fourth. You are a great dad and have a great son. Total support, my friend. Thank you, man. I appreciate that, Pat. And we are going to have a great fourth. We're going to be at Huntington State Beach. We've been going there for like the last, 5, 6, 7 years. He loves it there. We'll be there at 5 o'clock in the morning. We'll be home. By the time we get out of that parking lot Monday night and drive home, it'll probably be 1:30, 2 o'clock in the morning. And I got to be at work at 7:30. So
no problem. You got time.
Piece of cake. But go ahead, Steve.
Let me go back. Oh, so one thing that I've noticed on YouTube, and none of you guys, but I've seen it with some of the automotive repair channels. You've got guys that have been doing this stuff forever, for years. These guys are absolute master techs. They know what's wrong with a car by the way it sounds. So I think the way that they attack their repairs and the way that it ends up on the screen is they're just going after stuff, and the stuff that they don't find interesting because they've seen it 100 times, 1,000 times. That's the thing that I really want to see, because I've never seen it before. I'm here on YouTube to try and figure it out. So one of the things that I think, if you're not exactly in your specialty, but you're doing a video about something you just learned about, some of that is fresh in your mind, and you could say, you know what, this really hit me when I learned it. Let me put this on screen, make sure other people see it too, because they're going to need to see it before they try and get into there. So I'm going to call that an advantage to me, because my day job isn't auto repair, that I have a little bit of that excitement and that fresh information that I just learned. I'm going to repeat that, and I think it helps make my videos better, at least for people who don't have as much experience. So it could be a good thing too.
Well, I'm going to the fact that you, man, this is going also, now we're talking YouTube, your presentation, your video quality, your editing, man, you do a great job. That's probably one of the things you enjoy doing, is the creating part and the editing part, like Ed does. Me, I put a video up and it kind of is what it is. The footage is how it comes out. I suck at tech. So my footage, like very, very little editing. Maybe I'll add text or something like that, but that's about it when it comes to editing. And you, man, your videos are phenomenal, and you're talking and you're showing what you're talking about, but you're showing examples of what you're talking about at the same time. And like when we did the impact video for Tech Talking Shop, and you were showing the NASCAR, when they were spinning the lugs off, I was like, dude, I would have. You thought about that? You showed it. It was perfectly done. So I think that has a lot to do with it too.
So you said you're not technically. Oh, go ahead.
I gotta just say this real quick. I'm sorry. We got 17 likes, guys. We got 42 people watching. That's not cool. 42 watching, guys. Come on, man. This is not easy to get all this talent right here. I mean, just getting Lindsay here was tough. You have no idea what it takes. A limo, guaranteed green M&Ms, and yellow Skittles. You have
And
no idea what it takes to get him here.
don't
Speaking of
forget the dollar bills and the pole.
speaking of
Oh
talent,
man.
talent and
Contrast that with reality of, hey, Lindsay, you want to be on the live stream? And I go, okay, and that's it.
Sure.
Why not?
Now, Jude, I was gonna talk about something that you said. You said you're not technically proficient as far as editing and stuff like that goes, but I think you first have to want to be artistic about it, and that's kind of where I have fun with it. It's being creative, being artistic. I'll figure out the technical stuff on how to make it look like it's up here. I just don't know how to put it on the screen, and I've been learning that over time. And it's been kind of a lonely road because we haven't had these live conversations with everybody. So that's what I kind of really want to talk about today is getting what's up here onto the screen so people can see the vision that I actually have and not what kind of shows up on YouTube when I upload it. So like, I think you have a really good vision for what you want your videos to look like. It's just how to push the right buttons to get what you want, you know?
I know that the video, it's a short 20-second video or 18-second video that you edited for me. I mean, it was a short, like I said, but that one surpassed all of my shorts within minutes. I mean, you did really well with that one. So maybe the content had a little bit to do with it, but I think that people watching it, because I did that same short 3 times, and the one that you stacked on top of each other and you sent to me, that one blew up. That one did real well.
Yeah, that's kind of cool. And I'm not going to tell you that I'm any kind of expert in how YouTube works, how it decides to serve videos to people. I do know that each type of video, each post, stories, shorts and long, everything has its own, we'll call it the algorithm, right? It's got its own AI to figure out how to serve these videos to people. Even when a video is suggested to somebody. So if it's at the end of a video, that's its own algorithm. If it's when you click YouTube and you open up the homepage on your app, that's its own algorithm. So there's so much going on that I think trying to figure all that out and trying to chase it, you're just, you're never going to be able to do that because it's so complicated. But I think there are some best practices that we can learn from seeing other people's videos, some of the bigger creators and how they get their stuff to really become popular. And we can, import that into what we're doing and make our own content better. I think I'm going to go out on a limb here and say rule number 1 for doing that is to edit out every single second of video that doesn't need to be there. And what I mean is, if I just said something about this sentence here, and then number 2, and then number 3, if you would understand my 3rd sentence, if I took number 2 out, it didn't need to be there. It was just fluff. It was just adding more time to the video. And I'm trying really hard to respect the time of my audience because they could be doing anything else. They've decided to watch my video. So if I can remove any bit of fluff or extraneous information out of that video and just make it flow as smoothly and as quickly as possible, I think that's probably the first best tip or trick to do to get your video to get more views, to have the YouTube algorithm push that out to more people. And really you're taking, YouTube and you are taking a risk by doing that, to publishing something, because it could flop. So as YouTube gets more confidence in your video, they can push it out to a wider audience, and it'll do better, I think, if the pace is fast.
You said the word flop. Well, I'm sorry, Robert. Go ahead. You were trying to go earlier too. Go ahead.
It's okay. Just to build on his point. So the best channels, the biggest channels on YouTube, this is how much of a science YouTube is. they average 230 words spoken per minute. And it's literally, because you can't you can't take away from it. Like they don't give you a chance to breathe, to pause, to go to the next video, to do anything. It's literally nonstop. So you feel compelled, just because we are human beings, naturally we don't want to be rude and interrupt one another. So you want to be polite. And in video, even though they're not there in front of you, you still have some of that stigma. So those bigger channels are the ones that they're holding their audience because they're going at such a rapid pace, because their retention is so high, and people will hit that like button if they stick around longer than 3 minutes, if they hear what they like and whatnot. Then YouTube begins pushing those channels out more. So the pacing of a video is extremely important. It's more than what you say. It's the pace with which you say it and how fast you go and how well you edit it. And cut out all your ums and uhs and all that.
Yeah, it tells me that all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't edited a video in months. I just like it. I hope they like it.
I have a tendency to apologize. Well, at least I used to when I first started. I would apologize in the middle of my video for the ums, for the quality of the work, and some people would tell me to stop saying that. Because a lot of people would say, "Look, we know you're not making movies like Spielberg or anything like that. You're working on diesels, or you're showing us how a tool works. That's why we're here. So we're not here for the quality of your content." But then again, I know that's a small percentage of YouTube. A lot of people, if they see poor quality in the video, that's that drop off in the first 30 seconds of a video. The flat line, of the 20% that stay, that's the people who don't just want to see the content.
Well, just to say how important audio is, it's the #1 determining factor on YouTube of how well your video will do. If your audio is poor, you're never going to get pushed out. You're never going to do well. If your audio is great, people will stick around longer. They're more apt to give you a chance. Now, it's more important than your video.
Do you think that is true when it comes to automotive repair? Because most people are working outside. They're working in a shop. And there's noises and there's wind and there's just all kinds of stuff that you can't account for. You're going to have to hear. So if people want to go to a repair video, I mean, they're going to have to accept some noises or some, audio.
Well, issue. I'm going to answer you with a question. And that question is, when you watch automotive repair videos, do you watch the ones that have all the background noise, the dog barking in the back, or the ones that they did the voiceover and explained what was going on in the screen, and it's silent and it's smooth?
Heck, no, I'm watching Chris Fix, man. Hey guys.
I'll ask you this.
Exactly.
Here's a question for everybody. Do you listen to the radio and music, or you watch the TV with the sound turned off?
Right.
Audio is the #1 most important part when trying to communicate information like that. And it's always more important than what you say.
Well
and
said.
That's the biggest fault. The biggest failing of any channel is poor audio. Wind noise is a problem. Dropouts is a problem. Muffled audio is a problem. Low audio levels are all problems. So the more you can do to up your technical game in that respect, the better off I think you're going to be. And in fact, Impact Rated asked earlier, do you guys use a camera or your phones to make videos? I'm sure we all started out with different equipment than we're using now. If we've had any kind of growth in our channel, I started out with a GoPro 7, I think it was. It was terrible. The audio was horrible. It was the video quality was mediocre at best. And then I upgraded to a 9, I think it was, or whatever. I can't remember the model numbers. But that wasn't that great because GoPros have inherent problems. They can't do much. And then after I grew a little bit more and got monetized and I got some money, I used some of that money to buy a Sony Handycam that I use today. And that is what I will be using into the future until I have any kind of issues with it. But right now it's been fine. And through those iterations, I've always been upgrading my microphones. And in fact, the biggest reason why I upgraded my camera equipment was to upgrade the audio capability, because GoPros don't have the ability to hook up an external mic. Well, that's not true. The Black did, but not very easily and not very well. And I went to the Handycam not only for an upgrade in picture quality, but because I could connect external microphones to it. And now, just today, as a matter of fact, I'm putting the finishing touches on setting up a new kind of media, a new media setup in the house. So I'm using a different microphone now. It's a studio mic that I've had for years because I used to do audio engineering, but now I have, now I'm using my studio quality mic for the audio with my video. So there's this constant growth and this constant evolution in doing that. And to tie that into a question that Pat Paulson asked of the panel, he asked what kinds of tools or software do we use to produce our content. These go hand in hand. Like you as you upgrade your equipment, you're going to upgrade your software and your editing tools. I use Vegas Pro. I've been using it for many years. I have a very old history of television production back from when I was a teenager. So although the technology has certainly changed, the concepts do not. So I already understood the basics of editing. So using a more advanced piece of software wasn't a big deal for me. When I create thumbnails and stuff, I use my video editing software for that. I can make anything in my video a still, and then I can just title it and put a caption, or if I want to, that's what I use.
Hey, Lindsay, let me interrupt just for a second. Steve will vouch for me. We have a rock star currently in the chat. What's up? What's up, One Mechanic? What's up, Dave? That's
all right, Uncle Dave.
That's Tech Coffee Shop's rock star, man. What's up, man?
Welcome, One Mechanic.
Yeah,
Uncle
welcome.
Dave has some really cool video production techniques in some of the videos that he makes. Really dramatic, cool stuff. I really like it.
He does. I enjoy. He was one of the. Well, he wasn't one of. He was the absolute first person to reach out to me after maybe 2 or 3 videos, few Instagram posts, and he said, "Hey, man, I can help you grow if you want. I can give you some tips." And he gave me some awesome tips. I didn't even think about it. I should have. I know he's East Coast and probably would have needed a little more time a little more notice. But I should have invited him on the panel because he's got some great advice for people just starting up on YouTube.
Yeah. And actually, I have started myself. I've reached out to several small channels and offered to help them learn what I've learned, know what I know. When I started out, one of my biggest detriments was the editor that I picked. And I did, because I have no background in video editing. I had never even heard of any type of video editing software before I started YouTube. I literally grabbed my phone one day and said, I'm going to shoot this. and
Yeah.
that was it. But and I started out with I can't remember the name of it, but it was so horrible. Like I was just like, I'm never going to edit a video because this software is so bad. And then I got I was working with a guy, or I know a guy, Suburban Beard, and he was like, dude, you got to use Filmora because it's so easy. And I started using Filmora, and I went over the top in some of my videos. I literally put 2 drills over Hulk Hogan and Sylvester Stallone, and did a whole video where it looked like those two were fighting. Just because I had learned how to do it. So I was like, okay, I can do this now. And I did like it. I did learn how to love it. But for me, that was the easiest one, was that Filmora, because it's literally just very self-explanatory. I looked at DaVinci Resolve. I looked at Adobe, and it was like looking at Greek. I'm like, oh, it sure is a pretty language, but I don't know what any of that stuff means. But Filmora was just click and go, and like it was all pretty easy. So that's what I use.
Some of the guys in the chat have said they use. Dave said he uses KindMaster Diabolical said he uses Wondershare. A few people have said they use Vegas. I use something called UCut, and it's just whatever. That's what comes with my phone. And we were talking about upgrades. The only upgrades I've ever made to my filming and audio and all that is when I've upgraded my phone, because every edit I've never done anything on my computer. Every edit, every upload has all been done from my phone.
Yeah, for me, I'm an Apple guy, and I'm talking to you right now on my iPhone. I started, all of my first videos were on an iPhone 11, which was pretty good. It's got the bigger cameras on the back, the ones that stick out. And I thought the video quality was pretty good. The audio was okay. So I tried what's that?
I'm literally using a webcam for this live stream.
Yeah.
A $20 webcam because it's 1080p.
So I did go out and buy a lapel mic, a lavalier mic is I think what they call it, and it was okay, but I didn't think it increased the quality much. So I got another one. I got a shotgun mic. It was a mic that plugs into the back of the phone, and the audio quality was good, but I wanted to just take a hammer and pound that thing because I spent all this time on a video, and when I went back into edit, I heard pops, and they weren't consistent. It wasn't like one every minute. It was just two here, and then another minute goes by, and then one, and then 10 seconds later. And I got so frustrated because some of these pops I had to leave in my video because the video was already done. There's no way I could re-edit some of the stuff that I was doing. And so I never used that thing again.
Did you have the Rhodes? Did you have the Rhodes?
It
Mike?
was.
I thought you killed a mouse right now.
Yeah, dead cat.
That's why Ed's not on the camera anymore. I hit him.
No. My dogs are going crazy, and I think my wife stepped out, and they're probably talking with the neighbors, and it's just driving with the firecrackers and everything. It's driving my kids nuts. So I'll touch on a couple things that you talked about. Editing software. I started editing on my phone with an Android app that was available, and
Thanks,
I was thinking I was doing okay. I mean, some of those videos did okay. For a channel that didn't have 100 subs yet, and it's funny that I didn't consider an editor until I got flagged for using a sound that editor gave me for free. So I use that sound. My video is playing and it gets flagged that I can't use it, and I'm like, come on, that's bull crap. I mean, it's on the app. It must be a unlicensed sound or something. So I went into getting into an editor, and I downloaded a bunch of free editors, and I finally decided that Cyberlink Power Director was my choice. And I like the way it works.
And that's on your computer, right?
That's on my computer, and I went with the monthly fee one, where it gives me the photo editor, the sound editor. And you're right, when it comes to microphones, when they pop and stuff, it drives me nuts. I've tried to edit it out, and it is near impossible. And I till this day, I feel that I don't do a good job when I do voiceovers. I can't have a normal conversation like I'm having with you with the camera like that. I feel that it's fake. I feel that it doesn't come off as real. And my viewers have told me different. They actually like that.
Ian Lloyd just said that in one of his comments. He said he doesn't like. Let me find it real quick. He doesn't like voiceover. Don't like voiceover. Sound too fake, just like you said. I'm not a big fan of voiceover either.
But the thing is, if you have your video scripted, and this is going to sound crazy, but if your video is scripted, what you want to say, your video is actually going to get more hits, more likes, more subscribers, because you know what's coming up. So if you do have those pops or whatever, you can literally just cut that out, go back and edit it, say the exact same thing, so the voice and the lips match up, everything, and it just makes it does make it a little more smooth.
Well, look at Chris Fix.
Yeah, channels that do that stuff, they go up. and they go up drastically. So
Dave said he uses a lapel mic. Do you guys use mics like that when you guys are filming yourselves?
Yes,
Totally
yes.
done
When
with
I
that.
don't use it, I can tell in the video, and it's an automatic voiceover.
Really?
Right. Yeah.
Lindsay, when
Yeah.
he came on,
When you're in edit, you really can hear the subtle differences, and you can see it on the graph what you're doing, and it looks terrible when it's terrible. It looks terrible.
I
Yeah,
have
that's the
the
Boya.
Samsung.
Oh,
I have the
Yeah.
Samsung. This is the transmitter, and I have the receiver hooks right up into my laptop or my phone. They are very nice. However, I will say this: for me,
sucks.
especially when I'm doing live streams or whatever, the voice quality from doing the headset is a lot clearer than what I'm getting on the mic. Plus, it doesn't pick up nearly as much of the background noise that I've got. Like I got my air conditioner on right now, and if I had the lapel mic, you could hear it.
Yeah.
I'll take Country Mile Garage's question. I'll take that question. The way
Go
you
ahead.
do it is you got to get a note with a pen. You get a note or the Samsung S22 with the pen on it, and you don't have to use your fingers. The pen will allow you to do those very tiny movements.
I've got that phone, but the
Mhm.
big key element in that is you can't lose your pen.
Well, you can
I
always
know.
buy another pen. You can
Yeah, I
always buy
know.
another pen. They sell them
At
on
eight,
Samsung cheap.
$8 a pop, I'm done. I bought 3 of them.
There you go. Buy a bunch and then keep one. But a lot of people have said, to to
Sub
to uh,
710.
to the point about the iPhone, a lot of people said that have told me that they can't edit on an Android, and I'm going to tell you, bull butter, as my buddy says. You absolutely can, but you have to pay for the software. I will direct you again, man. They're going to think I'm shilling for them, but Cyber Director on Android is amazing. I played with it. I edited a couple of my shorts on it, and I was like, holy crap! That if I got better with this, it would be awesome. So
Yeah.
it blows anything Apple has for free away. That's what I'm going to tell you, and it should because it's a paid software.
Hmm.
I have like 3 or 4 editors on my phone, and I have never used them because I got the Wondershare. It's just so easy to just download it directly into my laptop, pop it in, do it. And I got the bigger screen. I can get down into the finer details, control literally with just one finger. I can control the frame, and that's stuff that you can't get that same level of precision.
Not on the phone. No.
Yeah, yeah. Doing it on the computer, especially to me, a desktop or even a very very fine, gaming or powerful video editing computer laptop,
Mhm.
it's just amazing. I will never. I would not enjoy it doing it on my phone anymore. I enjoy it when I sit back on my computer and start splicing and moving things around. And to your point earlier, um, uh, uh, I-
Steve.
Steve, thank you. I sometimes I flake out there. So to your point, I I look at it artistically. To me, it's a piece of art. It's I'm playing a symphony, and that's why when my videos sometimes fail, I feel like somebody kicked me in the nuts because I took a
Mm.
lot of time to edit and try to make things feel right, put the right background music, and um, you know I started paying a service to get licensed music so that YouTube can't touch me no more, and I get good quality near popular music that
Yeah.
I can get away with and be like, and when YouTube has asked me before, I produce the license, say here you go, and it says it's authorized for this, and
Right.
they never bothered me again. But it's not cheap to do that, but I paid for it.
No, but it's much higher quality. Like some of that
Absolutely.
free stuff that you get, there's the YouTube channel called help me out here. It's non copyrighted music
Yeah.
or something like that. That's the
Yeah.
channel.
Hmm.
And they're okay. I'm not trying to trash on them or anything, but it's kind of like Apple GarageBand. It's like
Hmm.
just an app where you can put music together, and it sounds so synthetic, I guess is the right
Yes.
word for it.
Yes.
And if you're using near popular or popular music, what a difference, you know?
Oh,
like
yes.
it's amazing.
Oh yeah, that's why it was worth it for me to pay for it. Now I do put a lot of background music, and I get a lot of people. I hate the background music, and I get that all the time. I'm like, I'm doing it
I tell
more
you
for
that
me
all
than
the
it.
time.
Yeah, I know you do. I know you do. It's kind
I
of
hate
funny.
background music, and I hate what do you call it when you speed it up and it's time
Time-lapse?
lapse?
He
Time
hates
lapse.
time lapses.
Yeah.
I don't know how you
Here's
do
the
it.
thing: if you're depending on what your goals are, if you're looking to grow the channel, and it's not just YouTube, anything in your life that you do, listen to the negative input. You need it because that's how you learn and that's how you get better. If someone just keeps giving us platitudes, oh, your channel's great, I love you, don't change a thing.
Right.
You're never going to get better. You're
Absolutely.
never, ever going to get better. And if your goal is
Absolutely.
to improve and get better, listen to that negativity, internalize it, try something because there's probably something to it. If it's not someone just, yapping at you and complaining, that's one thing. But
Yeah, not troll.
if it's legitimate, constructive feedback, there's probably something to it.
Well, I'm going to just share a story because the guy is in the chat here. His name is Robert. He has a channel called Tools and Tactics. I do want to say hi to Chef Shade Tree and Antonio before I forget. Hi, guys. But Robert is here. He is watching. And it wasn't that long ago, probably December, I want to say. He was saying that like he had a big conspiracy why his channel wasn't being pushed out, why he wasn't doing well. And I said, like, watch your stuff. Be as critical as you can about your own stuff. And if you can come back and you can go, well, that is the greatest video I've ever seen, then everyone else is wrong.
Yeah.
But if you watch it and you go, well, there's a mistake, or there's an improvement I can make here, or I can make there, or this didn't need to be done, or whatever. If you do that stuff, you help yourself. You can literally do better by yourself. And now his channel has taken off. He's doing great. Absolutely fantastic guy, and I really do love supporting him because he's killing it. And it's just like, if you don't listen to yourself, you'll never listen to anybody else.
Right.
All right. Let me ask you this: how many of you guys have gone back and watched like a
They're
2-year-old
cringy.
video that you've done? Oh man!
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Boy, are they terrible!
Oh yeah. There's a
So that
crowd.
kind of shows that
There's
we're
a crowd
learning,
for
though,
terrible.
right?
Oh yeah, but there's a crowd for terrible videos. They love those terrible videos.
Yeah, they're
I
called
get that.
trolls.
No. I have this video that people hate, and you wouldn't believe how every once in a blue moon I get a comment that says this was a great video. It showed me exactly what I needed to know. I'll get that.
Yeah.
I got other terrible videos where I'm showing something where the camera goes from 6:19 to 19:6 or whatever. It's like I'm doing this because I didn't know how to use my phone right at the time, right? And I showed how to do something on a Honda, and people tell me this is perfectly narrated. It's exactly what I needed to do on my car. Thank you very much for telling me how to do it. And I was like, I almost feel like now, like I should redo those videos with my skills that I have now. But absolutely cringy, absolutely like, oh my God, do I take this all down and start from scratch?
No, it's too good. It's too good. You got to leave it.
gotta leave the growing process. I was watching PewDiePie one day, and PewDiePie was saying that he has his first cringy videos still on YouTube. He doesn't care. He doesn't care.
These videos are cringy videos.
Yeah.
Well,
Just
he's
today,
hilarious. He's hilarious.
Marquez Brownlee today uploaded a video, and it was him watching himself through the years. So he's been doing YouTube for I think about 12 years.
Wow.
And he starts with a video I think a year ago, and it looks kind of like his normal stuff. His production quality is higher now, and he goes back, and he's getting younger. He started this when he was a kid. He's getting younger, and then he goes back to where he interviewed LeBron, and his eyes are like this. He's like, I'm interviewing LeBron. And then he goes back further, and he's like in his parents' house, in his room, just talking about some piece of tech that he just bought. And you know, he ran out of things to say. He has no idea what he's doing. And so, but it's kind of cool that he uploaded that because I watch his new stuff and it's fantastic. The production quality and his on-screen delivery is just amazing. Very good videos. But to watch that old stuff and watch with him as he's kind of commenting about it, it was a pretty good video.
Well, that's a good point, because as you grow a channel and you become legitimately large in the eyes of YouTube, they give you, or offer you anyway, a lot of resources that you don't have. I forget what the thresholds are, but I think it's when you hit 100,000 or something, then you actually get a production assistant and you get access to their studios. And they have ways of you growing even more and becoming more professional and refining your look if you want to. And it's no wonder to me that a lot of videos a lot of channels, once they reach a certain level, start having a sameness to their production value. And I think that's one of the reasons, because now they're getting some consistent help from YouTube itself, and maybe they want to do things a little bit differently and grow even more. And if that's the promise of YouTube, that's awesome. And you know, this is such an evolving activity that we undertake. And unless you're somebody who's starting out of the blocks as a professional, you know, and you're growing it pretty organically, like I assume most of us or all of us are, then, you know, it takes a while. You're going to look back on those early videos and they're going to go, I can't believe I made that video. But there's also a decision point. Do you cull your old videos off your channel if those old videos detract from your brand or your image? You know, there is a conversation to be had there with yourself as to what you think might be better or not. But it really depends on the image you want to have.
What I've told people is, if you made a bunch of crappy videos that no one watched, they're not going to watch them in the future either.
Right.
Like, whatever.
They might get a chuckle out of them, but it doesn't actually do any long-term good for your channel.
Yeah, I mean, in the tool niche, you can literally go back, and it doesn't matter what creator it is or who it is, the biggest channel you can find, you go back and watch what they did as they started out. They still have their stuff up there, almost universally, it's all cringy. But a lot of the really big channels that everybody knows, this ain't exactly their first channel. This is maybe their second, third, or fourth. They figured out 3 different ways to fail before they found a successful one. And once they found the success, they were smart enough to keep with it and keep doing what they needed to do. So I appreciate all of it.
I was watching a video today that was talking about vidIQ. I'm sure you all have heard of vidIQ, right? I was watching his video, and he was talking about a channel that grew in the most market heavy space that belongs on YouTube, which is the what's that block game or whatever that you know, where you build a Minecraft, right? So this little channel did a Minecraft channel. There's billions of Minecraft channels. This guy did it, and he's just doing everything right in an oversaturated market, and in 4 months has gotten like 40,000 subs or some crazy number like that. Just growing by leaps and bounds, and just keeping things really simple. It really spoke to what we were talking about the other night when we were talking about cards, to keep them simple. It really talked about titles. It talked about keeping the script very narrative, like what you're gonna do. What you see in the card is what you're gonna expect in the video, and it actually happens. So you get that rush of yay, it happened. Exactly what I thought was gonna happen happened. There's a bunch of points that they said, but the only thing I didn't like is that they said that this channel, all their videos were very short. That's how he's capturing the market. But the problem with short videos is they don't make much, right? They hurt your retention, because the retention could be 100%, but it's a 1 minute video. It's 2-minute video. Yeah,
they can't put ads in the middle of it or whatever.
They can't put ads in the middle, and you get kind of. That's one of the things I don't like about shorts. Going back to shorts. With shorts, I'm making shorts now all the time, trying to get lucky with as lucky as I had gotten with TikTok. See if I get something that smacks and just starts growing. And I can't seem to recreate that on YouTube. And when I keep doing it, it's hurting my analytics that show my retention rate I think, because I'm sitting there going like, my retention has gone down. Are they separated or not? So I haven't figured that out
Okay,
yet.
I want to stop you right there because I
Mhm.
just saw something this week.
Mhm.
YouTube just changed YouTube Studio. I don't know if you guys have seen it
It's all
this week.
separated now.
Sorry, go ahead.
I said
I
it's
didn't
all
hear what you said.
separated now.
Right. Yeah. So every type of content that you put on the platform, whether it be just regular videos, shorts, stories, and your posts, all have a separate category, and it'll show you the analytics for that category for the month or the year or whatever time period that you put in there. So now that tells me not only do they want me to see how my channel is performing, in each category, but it shows me that YouTube is getting more sophisticated in the way that they judge your channel. So a lot of people back when shorts started coming out were saying, well, I don't want to put shorts on my channel because it might hurt. I might get a different audience and they'll be confused on, am I here to watch shorts or longs? So they'll create a shorts channel for that or a separate channel for this or whatever. But now I think YouTube is getting sophisticated enough to where they know this group of people, these are the people who are coming to watch your shorts. And this group over here, you can say they're also subscribers, but YouTube knows that they're a separate subset of subscribers and they only want to watch your long format videos. So I'm encouraged by that. And since beta, I've been putting out shorts on my channel, and I don't have any other channels. And man, what a grind it's been! It's over a year now that I've been putting shorts out there, and finally, I'm starting to understand what people want to see when I'm producing a short and how long it should be. Definitely not a minute, and stuff like that. So a couple of my shorts have blown up pretty well and it's grown the channel, but now I know that it's not hurting the channel.
Right. No, and I've said it 1,000 times. YouTube Shorts are the #1 growth avenue for subscribers on all of YouTube.
Yeah.
Because young people are the predominant viewers of YouTube.
No
They
attention.
watch shorts on their phone. That is exactly what they want. That's why YouTube got into it, because they saw the success of Instagram, they saw the success of TikTok, and now YouTube is going. I'm telling you, they've reached a point where shorts have taken hold within the YouTube community. That people are coming here to watch it, and if you've got the TikTok or the Instagram logo on there, they're going to start going, no, we don't want to push
Yep.
you out on this. So that's going to hurt those guys that are literally just going to one of those other platforms because of whatever reason and just trying to share it. It's going to hurt them, and you don't want to do that. But shorts as a whole, that is, it truly is, in my opinion, not just the best way to grow a channel, it's the best going forward that they have. It's just because you catch the young people. If you catch the young people, you got a good thing going. You got a channel.
All right,
In the foreseeable future, I'd agree with that. Yeah. Sorry, go ahead, Jude.
no, that's all right. Couple things real quick. Mac Addict 901. That's a new channel or a new name to a subscriber. It used to be Snap on Addict 101. But check it out. Do that video on how your dealer disappointed you, and if take Lindsay's advice, get it warranted by Snap-on and say, yeah, Snap-on stepped up. My dealer disappointed me. I have a great Mac dealer. I'm going to start buying tools from him now. Because you're buying a service when you're buying tools off a truck. You're not just buying the name of the brand. So if you have a good dealer, if Lindsay was your dealer, I promise you, your box would be layered with gear wrench. I promise you that, because you're buying a service. Now going back to that, you were talking about taking leaps and bounds. Our channel's growing by leaps and bounds. We have 2 channels on here, 3 really. Steve, when I met you, when we first started talking, I think we were familiar with who each other were. But when we first met and started communicating, I think your channel was at around maybe 2,500, 3,000 subs. And in the last
about right.
in the last 5-6 months, man, you've smashed the 10,000 barrier. I mean, you just blew right by it, man, which is awesome. And I want to have you talk a little bit about that and what you attribute to that to, whether it's the shorts you were talking about, the ones that especially grew you quick. And Lindsay,
Yeah.
we're talking about all of a sudden, man, flavor of the day. Lindsay,
Oh yeah.
in the last 2 weeks has gotten over or received, I don't know if gotten's even a word, has received over 1,000 new subs off a video that he made. And I think that video is close to 150, 200,000 views. Lindsay, is that
I don't
correct?
even know. Hang on, I'll check.
Yeah. So I'd like them to talk about that. And Robert is a new channel. He's younger than Ed and I by a lot, and he blew right by both of us. I'm barely pushing 2,000 subs. Ed's pushing 4, and I think Robert, you're at around 6.
I'm
And
over 6.
Less than a year and a half old.
Yeah, I'm 13 months.
Yeah, well, it's just over a
Yeah,
year.
you're doing great.
Yeah, that's fantastic. So if the three of you guys would
15 months. Sorry, 15 months.
If you guys would talk about that a little bit, I mean, that'd be cool. And what you guys attribute that success to, because I'm sure there's people in the chat that want to see their channels grow. And even though I'm content with watching, if I get my 100 subs a month, I'm cool. Some months are better, some months are worse. Some people are like, man, they're gonna quit if they don't start seeing some success. So
yeah. Well, I'll tell you the story that I was talking to Jude and Lindsay about backstage, and that was this week. I opened up my YouTube app, and on the home screen, maybe 2 or 3 videos down, was this video about Snap-on doing something. I don't remember the title of it, but I like the thumbnail, I like the title, and YouTube just pushed it on me naturally. I clicked on it, and it happened to be Lindsay's not latest video, but one of his later videos. And I watched it, and I told him I thought it was a really good video. But that's how I discover a lot of channels, is just sort of organically. Like, I don't search for videos. I just allow YouTube to serve me videos that it thinks I'm going to enjoy. And it was right. I thought it was a really good video. So now, and it's kind of funny that I'm meeting Lindsay here on a live, like right after I saw his video. But that's sort of also how I think a lot of people consume YouTube. They just open it up and say, let's see what's out there today. And, you see your regular creators that you always go and watch their videos first. But after a while, they can only put out so much. So you see what else is new. And so I like to be there with shorts. So I set up my channel in, I guess you can call it a strategic way. My long videos, we'll just call those videos, are designed to be searchable. So if someone has a specific problem, like how do I change the fluid on my Toyota Tundra, my transmission fluid, they'll search that in, and I think my video comes up. It's in the top 3 somewhere. So that's how I get a lot of views on those types of videos. You're not going to see that pop up on your home screen, some 1-year-old video from some tool demos guy. But the more organic type of videos are my shorts. I think they're more broadly appealing to people. Anyone who uses tools or works on cars or whatever can see one of my shorts videos and say, yeah, that's cool, I'll watch that. And YouTube is seeing what's going on here, and that has really propelled the width of my channel, the overall audience. And I've done the math. So I looked at the analytics over about the last year or so, and on average, my videos, this is long videos, for every 1,000 views of that group of videos that group gets, my channel gets about 4 subscribers, a little bit more, 4.2 or something like that. And I've compared that with some of the creators that do tool stuff. It's about the same. Everyone kind of gets that much. The better creators, they get more. But my shorts, they average about 1 subscriber per 1,000 views. But they're 20 seconds long. A lot of them can be consumed in a really short amount of time. And so you get a lot more views. And like I said, you get a wider audience because of that. And so, gosh, where's my shorts at? I think it's probably about 6 million views or something like that just on
Wow.
shorts.
So if you're
And
getting one subscriber for every 1,000 views off of 6 million views, you just blew that.
6,000.
it's
Yeah,
about
you just-
6,000 from that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it basically doubled the subscribership for my channel. But like I said before, they're separating those people out, and you can kind of, in the back end over on YouTube Studio, you can look at those really fine granular details to see where those people are coming from. I can see what creators, what other channels people watch. I can see what other videos people watch, and they send them over to my channel. And so all of those viewers are just watching shorts, and it's not just tool shorts. It could be like girls in bikinis, or it can be like off-road 4-wheel drive stuff, and it's just all over the map. But for my long videos, it's going to be like Coon Trucking. There's a lot of people from there, or Den of Tools, or some of the bigger tool type channels, but it's not girls in bikinis, because I cannot compete with that. So it's pretty interesting. But
I don't think any of us can compete with that.
no.
Don't sell yourself
But
short.
doing that kind of stuff is really interesting to kind of understand how that stuff works.
Robert. That's funny.
Well, when I look at how my channel's been growing, it's very interesting to see what that trend is. And since I started, in the first 8 or 9 months, I was pretty discouraged because I wasn't seeing any growth. I was seeing the occasional subscriber. Maybe I get a few a week. And, when I looked at my analytics, they were just kind of stagnant. Meanwhile, a buddy of mine, Garrett Ceasing, who I've had on my channel a few times, he started a channel around the same time I started mine. And his caught fire and took off after about 8 months, to the point where now he's got, over 34,000 subscribers, I think, in the same 3.5-year time frame that I've been making videos. And I would ask him if he could tell me how he saw that kind of growth. And he told me what worked for him. And I saw another channel called Rescue and Restore, which just does restorations of mostly toys and things. And the guy is very consistent in his approach. And I sent an email to him, and I said, I noticed that somehow you have 4.5 bazillion subscribers off of 3 videos. Can you tell me, what you found that works for you? And he actually gave me a really good email response and gave me some suggestions after he watched some of my videos. And so I do what I can to learn from other people, but his experience is very different. And it really depends on some things that are just out of your control. Sometimes it's just dumb luck. And for me, I had 4 different videos, which were really catalysts for a lot of growth for that period, for that time on the channel. So for the first 8 months, my channel was doing nothing if you look at the analytics. And then I made a video that compared a Snap-on Classic 78 toolbox to a Harbor Freight US General toolbox. And that got a lot of views. And then you notice that your average viewership goes up and your subscriber rate goes up. And then you sustain that for a while. And then I was just going along, making more videos, learning from that Snap-on one that, well, maybe if I do toolbox reviews, they'll be more popular. So I did, and sure enough, they were. And then I did tool cart reviews, and those were more popular. And then I made another video with Cass from Speed Wrench Customs, and we did a toolbox tour of his. And then I saw a huge jump from that. And as you go through your evolution and you learn the kinds of things that are resonating with people, what I found was my audience was finding me. I wasn't necessarily finding my audience, if that makes any sense. Because as I tried these new formats to videos, that's when people would see it and watch the channel more. And that's when I saw all my statistics take a jump. Now, 2 weeks ago, on June 18th, I put out this Snap-on flyer video where I just went over this offer that they had for a socket set. And
it was a title, Lindsay. Holy bleep, Snap-on.
Yeah, and all it was a marketing tactic that they were using to to sell these 2-bit socket sets, and I kind of threw it out there as a different kind of approach, and I'm glad I did, because what I have seen since June 18th was a humongous uptick in all my channel activity. Views have gone through the roof. My subscription rate has skyrocketed, and it was just another one of these videos that was a catalyst to get me to a new level. And your success, your current successes are going to build on your previous successes too, because as you grow an audience, it's only going to grow that much larger. I don't think if I released that Snap-on video 2 years ago, it would have done nearly as well as it's doing now, because I simply didn't have the viewership that I have today. So what's going to be the next thing that does it? I have no idea. But I didn't know this one would be it. But that's why, if you want to realize growth, you have to keep trying new things. You have to keep putting out content and see what happens. Watch your analytics, because there is some very good information in them. It may be a little difficult to distill exactly what's what, because they do give you a lot of information. But if there's a nugget or two of good information you can grab onto and use that, try something new, try something different, and you're going to find something that works.
Ed's, you never sounded better, buddy.
I never sounded better. I keep muting because my dogs were going crazy. I'm sorry. So I got to say this, though. There is a little bit of being blessed by the YouTube luck rod, because I think every once in a while they say, this video, put it on the main page for a bit and see what happens. It's got all the right things in it, right? You got to have all the right things to get blessed by the rod. But once you do, they put it out there and see what happens. And if it keeps going, they say keep going, right?
And you're right, because one of the luck rods was I became friends with Justin Dow, because he doesn't live too far from me, and I went and met up with him and did a video with him, and he put his video out on his channel, and I put my video on my channel. His video blew up. Mine just did whatever my videos normally do. But a lot of people went to my channel from his channel, because he's this is Power Stroke Judy has a channel. And it was just dumb luck that, Justin and I became friends. He's got 1 million viewers, probably, or not 1 million, but he's got a ton of viewers. He's got, I think he's close to 50 grand now. A lot of them might be in Southern California. And I'm just, one of the guys that he clicked on a comment. He liked what I said, and he brought me on one of his live streams, and we became friends. That's to me, that's dumb luck.
That's part of it. Yeah.
I'm going to say this. YouTube does that to every single video that you make. Every single one. They test it out in front of an audience. And that's what your click-through rate is. Your click-through rate is based on your impressions versus your views. That's how you get your click-through rate. The better your click-through rate early on, the more likely that video is to be pushed out. So, a very successful channel, will have tons of impressions and a click-through rate above 6-7%. 6 or 7%. It's going to be in that general ratio. The biggest channels on YouTube are going to be closer to 9. So we're talking about a 2% difference between a good-sized channel and a big channel. But some of the nice things that YouTube does now that they didn't do even a year ago when I started, now they have the research tab in Studio, and it'll tell you what your subscribers are typing in, what they're looking for, and then so that will go. And I typically will make 2 types of videos. I'll do one that I think will get put onto YouTube Recommends, which is, it's got a snappy title, not quite clickbait, but we're on the verge. It's got a snappy title, it's a good subject, and then I have the other ones that will go into YouTube suggested videos, and those are typically the deal videos. Yeah. YouTube Recommends, if you can get onto YouTube Recommends, you're going to experience a rapid growth. So making those type of videos, if you're just looking to grow a channel, you want to get into YouTube Recommends. And the first place to do that is you start looking at videos on how to get into YouTube Recommends. if you want to have slow, steady growth with a community that's going to be there for you, that's going to watch your videos because they've learned how to like you, you want to get into suggested videos. And it's two different things. I do shorts that aren't deal related. I do long formats that are deal related, because I'm appealing to two different audiences at one time, because I am trying to get that perfect meld between the two, where I can still do the demo videos that I enjoy and love in a 1-minute format, and I can still put out deal videos that the people that have watched my channel for a long time, they can watch. And now I'm getting a deal video. I might get like 4, 5, 8,000 views, whatever. My 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 shorts videos are starting to get 1,000 views the first day. And it's literally knowing which audience you're going for with what type of video you're doing and what you're making it for. And there's a lot of research that goes into the back half of YouTube that people that aren't creators don't truly appreciate. But YouTube has gone out of their way to make this process easier for YouTube creators. They actually want small channels to grow and do well, because that helps them. So them giving you those extra tools, that research button is it's honestly, it's key, because that's where you're going to get your suggested videos. That's the people that are typing in, what am I looking for? What am I doing? So cater, like if you are making videos that cater to what your audience is already looking for, YouTube will push that out to other people that have similar type of search history. So that's going to expand your reach in those groups, in those areas, if that makes sense.
Jude, take that one off.
I don't know what that is, but okay. But it's to grow that audience that way. And then for the YouTube recommends videos, it's literally catching the trend early. So you're having to see what other people are watching. And that's where you go into your analytics and you can see like what other creators are doing in your niche. And you try to catch on to that trend as soon as they're doing it, so that you can get into the suggested videos and the recommended videos. That's, it sounds really complicated, but it takes about 10, 15 seconds to look at if you know what you're looking at. And it takes about 2 minutes to train yourself how to look at it.
Do you guys scroll through your homepage from which are the suggested videos, or do you go straight to your subscriptions? I always go to my subscriptions and see what the people I subscribe to are putting out, because I've only got X amount of time to watch videos. Now, of course, there's going to be times where I find a new person that I enjoy watching, and I'll watch his channel or that channel. But for the most part, I try to keep it to people I'm subscribed to, because and there's certain videos that I won't watch. I do a Snap-on tool flyer video, every month, and I've told people in this panel before, when I first started doing them, I told people, hey, I understand if you don't watch them, because you can watch any, you can get a Snap-on tool flyer yourself, and you can go through it. And I know time is short, so I personally don't watch anybody's video, be honest, except for Lindsay's, because he does I don't have access to what's the flyer you do, Lindsay? The
ISN flyer?
Yeah, I don't have access to that one because I don't have an independent tool truck. So I watch Lindsay's video, but I don't watch any other tool flyer video or whatever it is, like a Capri or any online stuff. I don't watch those, because I can look at all that stuff myself. And I can breeze through it in 5 minutes rather than watch its 5, 10, 15-minute video. But those are some of my better videos. So it's like a give and take. I don't. Is it weird to? Well, it's not weird, because like I was honest. I said, look, I don't watch these. If you guys don't want to watch mine, I understand. But I put it out there.
If you say that, you're giving them a reason not to watch. But
I like some of the best videos. I mean, I don't say it anymore, but those are some of my best. I don't get a lot of views. A good video for me is if I hit 1,200 views. An average video is probably about between 400 to 600 views. A great video is if I hit over 5,000 views. I've got three videos that have over 10,000 views, and only one that's got over 20. I don't get a ton of views.
I like what cousin Cletus Automotive said, making good and constant content. I want to say consistent content is also very important.
I think consistent is what he meant by constant. Making it.
Well, for me, the views will come if you're doing a number of things correctly. You know, if you're giving them a hook in the first 3 to 5 seconds of the video, what it's about and why they should stay. You know, you want to give them the hook in the beginning. Then you want to give them a partial payoff in the beginning, a partial payoff in the middle, and the full payoff at the end. So you're giving them the hook, then you're giving them the result or like an image of what it's going to look like. Then you readdress it and then address it again at the end. So that's going to keep your audience retention longer. And audience retention is one of the biggest factors in turning that subscriber conversion.
So what speaking of beginnings, what do you think about intros? Because I know when Steve became part of Tech Talking Shop, we changed what I thought was a short intro from 5 seconds to what he said is a better intro, and it totally proven to be to 2 seconds. You know, all we did was cut 3 seconds, but it seems to have made a big difference.
Intros are overdone, in my opinion. Everybody was doing them for the longest time. If you want to have it, because all an intro really is, at least what it became. I don't know. I can't speak to every channel, but I can say what it has become is another way of going, look at me. Right. And that turns people off.
Yeah. Intros are
I
dead.
think you can produce a really cool intro stinger that's 3 seconds, 5, 10 seconds long or whatever. And it's awesome to watch. But then you come back to that channel for their next video and there's the same one and you watch it again. And then there's the same one the third time. And by then you don't want to watch that anymore. You're like, come on, let's just get to the rest of the video.
Right.
So to keep people interested, I think you want to give them new stuff. So if you have to have an intro stinger or your logo come up or something like that, do it, but make it quick and then get on with it.
I'm the kind of person that I yell at the screen a lot when I'm watching something I don't like. And it doesn't matter what it is. If it's a YouTube video or a movie or a TV show, game shows particularly, I'll yell at
Mirror
all the time. Yes. And you should hear some of the conversations. You should hear some of the conversations.
As the killer's chasing him, don't go upstairs.
We were watching the remake of The Hills Have Eyes. We just finished it tonight. I was going out of my mind yelling at the character. And our main hero was like the biggest dope ever. I'm just like, why didn't you do this and that and the other thing? And then the dog came in and saved him. And I'm like, you're not even petting the dog. He just saved you. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. I yell at the screen a lot. So if somebody has this long intro in a video, I start yelling at them to take the intro down and get on with it. And then I usually just click off the video because I'm tired already. Because to your point, Steve, or Robert, I apologize. You just made the point of it's the look at me thing. Yeah, sorry, Robert. It's too much of a self-serving. I mean, YouTube's fairly self-serving. I mean, especially if you put yourself in front of a camera, but it's a little too self-serving for my liking. I'm already watching your channel. I don't need to see that. And I was given that advice a couple of years ago by a YouTuber who told me, because I would put intros in my thing, he said, ditch the intro.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, I'll try it.
No, that being said, I watch all of Lindsay's video. I have since way before I ever met him. And I know I love his tools in the haul videos. And I've told him this, the first, I think it's 50 seconds of his videos, I know I hit the button 10 times or 5 times, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, because I don't want to see the panning camera. The panning
Yeah,
camera.
The panning camera with the music.
That's the very important kind of feedback that I need. I have a Tools in the Hall scheduled to go up July 17th, but the one that's scheduled for the 31st has dumped that whole thing. So
Awesome.
and because Drew gave me that feedback, because that's important. That's how I learn. That's how I grow. If
Yeah.
one person doesn't like it, probably other people don't like it too. And you're not always going to get that feedback. So when you get it, listen to it and do a self-evaluation. And it took, when the first guy told me to dump the intros, I'm like, but I like my intro.
Well, you worked hard on
That's
it.
my
It doesn't matter
baby.
what I like, right? I'm not making a channel for me. I'm making it to grow an audience. So when Drew gives me that feedback, I'm like, well, I kind of like doing that. And I'm like, snap out of it. Dump it. It doesn't have to be for me.
Go ahead, Robert. Go ahead.
I guarantee you, if you dump the intro and you have the watermark on your channel, that's your logo, and if they hit it, it goes to your subscribe button. You'll get more subscribers than if you left that intro in.
I bet you're right. Yeah.
So I got to say this. So I just recently dumped my intro. Just recently. I heard this advice somewhere else, and I was like, you know what? I think you're right. I kind of see the graph, what's happening. That right where I see a drop is right after the intro. It's like, dang, this guy got another intro. So I dropped my intro, and right with my video where I did the hubs on the Honda, I did something different. And if
Chrome
for those of you-
sockets on an impact wrench.
That was intentional. He told me
I
before that
absolutely
video was-
did
he
it.
told
I
me he was
absolutely
gonna-
did it for that.
He told me before he even worked on that Honda. He said, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put chromes on my impact throughout the whole video, just so I can get the trolls to attack. He said, because I want to see if that generates people to watch, and it did.
It did. You know how many people do you use Chrome? Yes, so it's my Chrome. I don't care if it bang enough. But my point is this: is that
Lindsay will warranty it.
You guys saw it. That's right. He did. He did say he would. You guys saw it. I did something different. I had my logo pop up and said, "This is Ed the Old Tech Guy, your host. Let's start the video. Let's talk, or let's get into what we're gonna do." And it was that short. As a matter of fact, though, me saying that was almost as long as the music that I have for my intro. But I got a chance to just, instead of an intro being, pop, 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 here's my logo, big me, hello, big balloon, right? It was, this is Ed the Old Tech Guy, your host, and we're starting the video with this. And I got into the what we're gonna do. And I don't know.
Yeah.
What did you guys think? Does that work? Does it not work? Do I cut that out too?
I already know that you're Ed the Old Tech Guy. You don't
Yeah.
have to tell me that.
Yeah.
It's
It's
redundant
pointless.
information, so cut it.
All right, cut it. It's gone.
Yeah.
I'll
I
tell
already
you
know
what
who
I
you
just did. In my latest video, the one that came out Monday,
Mhm.
it starts with just the camera on an impact, and
Mhm.
I was taking off a bolt, it broke, and I said, dang it, I broke the bolt, let's fix it. And then that's when the video started. So
That's actually a great idea.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I didn't
that's
I
a
didn't say
hook.
who I was or anything like that.
But that was your hook. You
Yeah.
showed them, and then there was the payoff. So it was the first 3 to 5 seconds of your video, whatever it was. You showed them what the problem was. That's your hook. Then you gave them the payoff immediately after that of let's fix it. So that's the best way to approach it, and just in my opinion. And I'm far from an expert, but that's in my opinion.
Hey, you guys, Nick Pixel TV makes an awesome point. And I was actually hoping to have him on the panel. And I was thinking as we started this, this conversation, I know we can't go hours and hours and hours tonight, but I mean, there's hours and hours and hours worth of this topic. Maybe we could do a monthly thing on a Saturday night where we all get together and talk about YouTube. No hard commit, but I mean, if you guys would think that's
Can we do it on Friday?
Yeah, we could do it on Friday nights. That's fine.
7 o'clock ish.
I did Saturday because Steve, it was best for him because I was thinking about a Thursday, but Steve was saying that Saturday worked best for him.
Okay.
But he said, Nick says, every channel is going to perform differently. Yes, there are common best practices, but your own analytics for your audience is what one must study. And typically that takes time to fill the buckets of content. And that's true. It makes a good point. You got to see what which videos of yours do the best and compare the similarities to one video to the next.
It's true.
It's so my analytics are kind of tough to read because I don't get it. I don't get it.
But
I
you
know
do a lot. You said yourself, you do a lot of different kind of content.
that's the problem, and that's what causes my analytics to be a little weird. If you get a niche, again, it goes down to: are you trying to grow a channel? Do you want to be big? Stick to a niche, get it, and refine it. Because if you're doing what I'm doing, again, I'm okay with not growing that fast. I want to have fun. I don't want to do
Not what she said.
I don't want to do
No.
the umpteenth tool video review or deal video. If I watch another deal, if I do another deal video, I quit. I quit. I'm not doing deal videos. I can't watch Robert's and 10 other people's and watch my own. I hate it. I hate it. This is just the way I think. It's just me, right?
I don't watch
can't
mine. I make them. I don't have to watch them.
Yeah, but I'm talking about edit it, right? You got to edit it. You got to edit it. So I have to be interested in what I'm doing. I'm not going to be interested in a tool review or tool deal video after the 60th time. I can't do it. That's just me, though. That's the way my brain works.
Are you making videos for you?
Absolutely, I am. I absolutely, and I know that, and that's why I'm okay with that, because while I get people that like it and are cool with it, and that's great. I know at the end of the day that video wasn't necessarily for that person. If it helped them, great. If it didn't, I'm not worried about it. I get the point of, if you want to grow, make the videos for them, like what Lindsay said, right? Hey, if somebody says don't like it, cut it. Cut it.
Yeah.
Absolutely cut it. You're right. Cut it. But if I'm making the video for me and it doesn't perform, it doesn't perform. I get it. It's tough. The advice you gave me, Robert, separate my channel into 4 different channels and I'd see success. I don't think I want to do that. That's managing 4 channels. Imagine what that would be like. I'd have to quit my full-time job.
And it depends on how you define success, because I'm sure the 5 of us on this panel can define that differently from each other, as well as everybody in the chat who has their own channel. How we define success is very subjective. And if you're meeting the goals that you've set out for yourself, that's awesome. You have, by definition, succeeded. And a lot of us can't say that, because we have a different definition or whatever. And that's going to determine what you do, what you choose to change, the type of content you choose to put out. And, you're going to get an audience no matter what. I mean, there's an audience for everybody who puts a video up on YouTube. We can see that just by looking at every single channel that we look at. Everyone's got some subscribers who has any kind of content at all. And it's very subjective based on what you want to get out of the entire experience.
Yeah, and if you look at the bigger guys that have been along the way for 10, 15 years, they evolve. They might not be changing every video, but as time goes on, their niche, like you were talking about, either expands or it changes. And like, I'm wearing my YouTube nerd t-shirt today from AVE. Let's see if I can get it up there.
That's cool.
If you watch AVE, you know what that is. He's got Prudence
awesome.
the safety goat. It's fantastic. And he is an absolute genius, an engineer, and he really knows what he's talking about. Way back in the day, he was doing Bolters, the Board of Blame tool reviews. But he stopped doing that. When's the last time you saw him tear apart a power tool? He's moved on to other things.
Yeah,
but I keep watching because I trust him. Like, he's built that trust with his audience. This is going to be a good video. You might not know what it's going to be about. It might not be what you're interested in, but I'm telling you, it's going to be good because it's AVE. He does a good job. So I think we can all sort of learn from that. And if you want to, well, you're always going to evolve over time. So have your audience come with you during that evolution. But if you're jumping around all over the place, that's probably not good either.
I gotta make there's a channel out there that, and I use Social Blade when I'm curious. I look at Social Blade. I look at see what other like what kind of views, subscription numbers, or whatnot that other people in my niche are doing. Not to compare, but just to set expectations of when I am that large, what should I expect? If I get to be that large, what should I expect? And I have seen there is one creator out there that has not evolved. He is just he's doing the same things that he did when I started watching him. And I can't tell you how many times I've said it on video, on live streams or whatever, that it's boring watching someone do it. And it's literally driving like lags and screws into wood, and you're just like, okay, well, I don't need to watch a 20-minute video of that anymore.
You can
2
only do
years
it so
ago,
many times. Yeah.
yeah, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, I would, but now I'm looking at the channel and they're getting, 1,500, maybe 2,000 views a day. Every once in a while they'll have like a 9,000 view day, but it's very inconsistent, and they're going up and down. And you look at their social blade, and it's well, they had the peak and then like plateaued, and then it started to go down or whatever. And it's just like the people that haven't evolved, the ones that aren't like, this is a creator space. Creator by its very definition is someone that is creative. You have to have the imagination to come up with new ideas, to do new things. If you just stick to the same old, you'll get to a certain level and plateau. And then those people will get sick of you and you'll go down.
Yeah. Yeah, all the bigger creators, not all of them, but a lot of the older ones, you never see them anymore. It's been 10 months, 12 months. Do you guys remember Real Tool Reviews? Do you remember that channel?
Oh yeah, I remember his. I used to watch.
I thought he did a really good job. Good production value. I thought most of his videos were, interesting and pretty helpful. He hasn't. I'm gonna say 12 months. He hasn't put out a video in about 12 months, and where is he gone? I don't know. Maybe he got bored of it. Maybe his audience got bored, but he definitely stopped evolving, I think.
Yeah.
Right in the beginning, he sort of got into a rut, and then he stayed there, which was fine with me, but then that was it. Maybe it was not fine for him. And I just saw Tarek's comment on there. I did see the tear down of that weed whacker. Not quite a bolter, though. It was broken, and he was trying to fix it, and he didn't fix it.
Yeah. Well, the Client Graphics is another channel. He used to be one of the most innovative as far as the tool testing goes. He would have like 6 different drills or impacts on the screen at one time, and he would be showing it, and then as one would finish, it would just be a black screen, but he would keep all the same format. And I loved watching it. And I even had him on the live stream when I had just started. I think it was my first or second night doing a live stream. I got the guy on. He stopped doing YouTube, and and it wasn't because his content wasn't good, because it was always top quality content. He got bored as a creator. I think the trolls on YouTube got to him and affected his mental state.
Hold on, there's trolls on YouTube?
Wait, what?
There's trolls on this panel.
No. Things
How did you guys find out about that?
Well, the thing is, I tell my trolls, you troll me, I troll you back.
Thank you, man.
That's fair. Sub for a sub, troll from a troll, whatever it takes.
I'm not even going to try to play innocent in that. I have, especially recently, got into the YouTube battles and trolled a little bit. But one thing I've never done is trolled under a name other than Power Stroke Jude. So if I have something to say to somebody and it's going to upset them, I've said it. But I've said this in the past, but I mean it today. Man, I'm done with that. I am over it. If you don't like me, cool. If you do, cool. Comment on all my videos you want. If I think it's inappropriate, I'm going to block it or report it. If I think, even though I don't like it, it's legitimate, I'm going to leave it up. I can take criticism. That's fine. But my trolling days are over.
Well, Cheech Dog
I
brings
wanna
up a
say
very
that-
interesting point, and he says hey, trolls are views and opinions. Yes, they are. When
Yeah.
if you're interested in growing your channel, put out an opinion. You're going to attract people who agree and people who vehemently disagree. Both are
Oh,
great
yeah.
for your channel because YouTube doesn't care what they're saying as long as they're engaged. And since I put out this popular Snap-on video a couple of weeks ago, there have been some very animated opinions that have been coming my way about what I put out. Great, and I'll tell them that. I'll say in fact, one guy today put out something. He went on this tirade, and I was like, this is awesome that this guy is that vested in my content and what he's saying that he put out a couple of paragraphs. Like, this is awesome.
Wow.
So I told him, I said, I know you're upset, buddy, but I really do appreciate you taking the time to comment. Right? And then he replied to that and he goes, I'm over that now. I was just getting all riled up. But, so he kind of ratcheted it back. We had this nice conversation out of it. And it's one of those things that had, I didn't come back on him to argue with him. I didn't want to refute his opinion because his opinion was perfectly valid. I saw virtue in what he was saying. Even though we disagreed with stuff I was saying, that's okay. And I think if you go into it with that mindset, then the trolls are fine because you still need the negative comments as well as the positive ones because engagement is engagement.
I've turned a few trolls to subscribers. I actually have. I've talked to them, and one of them is like, "This is the stupidest, most garbage video I've ever seen. You suck." And I said, "You know what? I agree with you. This is my worst. This is my worst video. You just went back in time when I first started, and I didn't know what I was doing. You're absolutely right. I wish I could redo this, but I leave it up. I explained to him, I leave it up because people love to pick on me for it, and they think it's hilarious, and we like to joke about it on my live streams." And he's like, "You know what? I was not expecting you to say that." And next thing I know, he subscribed to me and never wrote a mean comment again. Now, that's a nice troll story. I've got some really bad ones, but sometimes you could turn them around and it's cool if you just cool back. On TikTok, I've had 1,000 times more success on that because the trolls there are even worse. But I sit there and joke with them and said, "Yeah, this sucks as bad as your mom, right?" And they're like, "Oh my God, you're hilarious! I love you." And it's like, okay, cool.
I'll tell you, I had one troll. He offered nothing of value. If you offer value, you can troll me all you want. Great. If you offer nothing of value, that's a different story. Troll me, insult my video, insult me, say whatever you want. You bring my family, you bring my son into it. It's a different story. We're going to have an issue.
Right.
But the one guy trolled me. It was nothing of value. And he had insulted he actually went and insulted my family. And I said, "Let me guess, your mom was your dad's favorite sister." And I just left it at that.
Well, I've done a new thing. I send them to Jesus now. I said, "You need Jesus," and that's all. That's it. I'm not writing paragraphs no more. And I'm like, "Man, you need to go to church. You need some Jesus." And I'm leaving it at that. And I don't care what they say after that.
What I started doing was, I really only have one real troll. I mean, I have plenty of people who say stuff here and there, but in my last live stream, I just parked my car right behind my garage, and I did my live stream from my garage like I am right now. And every time I wanted to be funny or I thought a troll needed to hear it, I clicked my key fob and my horn would beep, and everybody who needed to know what that meant knew what that meant and would laugh. And whether that troll knew what we were doing or not, it didn't matter to me because I knew, my friends knew, and we all thought it was funny.
Well, real quick, Jude.
Well, go ahead.
You hit the 2-hour mark. So usually on videos like this, or live streams, you don't want to go over really too much over 2 hours if you want to keep it up so that it'll stay good. I mean, we could go as long as you like, but I'm just letting you know that after 2 hours, it kind of it loses value in the YouTube algorithm.
I could, if you guys are willing to talk a little bit more, I could actually, you can show me how to make it 2 separate videos. Yeah.
You can't make it 2 separate videos unless you download it, cut it, and then re-upload it. But you can cut it to a certain hour mark, and then from there on, it'll disappear.
We can figure it out.
Okay.
One thing I wanted to ask, East Coast Ken had a question. He was talking about going off. If you see something that's successful, like a channel has success with it, like how do you use that to help you? And just to answer his question, my next video is going to be holy shit Snap-on, you know, because I'm gonna see how that does.
Wow, mine was gonna be mine's holy crap gear wrench. I don't know how this is like holy crap gear wrench.
You know what?
I
I got
Snap-on Capri. I don't care, man. It's gonna be holy crap something.
I have to change the title on something real quick.
Steve, what's your next video?
I'll
Sorry,
show
say
you
again?
something here.
What's your next video? What's
My next one?
Yeah. What's the title?
Something about Snap-on, I think.
No. Is it you're repairing a Tundra? My video after the holy crap gear wrench, it's gonna be I'm repairing a Tundra.
I am doing a hub bearing in a Toyota Highlander. Oh, holy crap, Toyota!
Holy crap, Toyota!
But yeah, I'm putting out I'm doubling down. So I'm putting out another video tomorrow.
You should.
But it's about a Mako flyer. Thumbnail's almost the same. The title's the same.
What's hilarious, if you go through, I mean, I'm not asking anybody to go back and look at my video, but I did the Snap-on flyer video, the same one for the same video flyer that Lindsay did. And I by no means was it the core part of my video, but I got to that page and I talked about it and I was just like, wow, I didn't think marketing like that it was a marketing ploy, but I wish I would have. But it was I talked about it. I said, man, look at that. I don't even think I'd pay the $400 for the Blue Point one, but wow, you know, $1,000 for the Snap-on, that's just it's a little crazy.
Yeah, just to sidetrack on that, that set from Snap-on, that bit socket set, that reminds me of the 1/4-inch SAE and metric socket set with the one ratchet. You guys know what I'm talking about?
Say that again.
That thing is so Snap-on has a red case with 1/4-inch metric and SAE sockets down the sides, and in the middle they have a couple of extensions and a ratchet. And wow, that thing, I don't remember what the price is offhand, but it's something, it's crazy. It's like $1,200 or $1,300 just for that little 1/4-inch set. And I'm like, really? You guys are pretty proud of your tools, but
it does come with one little coin in it. It's a Snap-on 100th anniversary coin.
Oh,
you know,
well, I mean, that's
$1,200. Yeah. It's almost $1,300. Ask me how I know. No, I'm just kidding. I didn't buy it.
I mean, anything you can do to cause some interest. Anything you do to create interest with your videos going to be worth it. Controversial subjects are incredibly popular. You just have to be able to put up with the kinds of comments that you're going to be getting because you're going to get them, you know. But it's going to be a lightning rod for your channel.
So I mentioned my shorts. In one of my shorts, I was talking about. Here, I'll show you. These right here. These are.
Those are great.
And I'm gonna zoom in on that, Jude.
Hey, how does that work, Ed? What if I ended the live stream and just started again?
You guys, you can do that.
You can do that. But
what do you guys think? Would you guys be willing to hang out if I just started another one?
Sure, why not? You'd have to send us all different links, though. I think.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that at that point. You could divide it into different videos, like if you download the video later or something. But
I'll download the video and divide it because we got a good thing going right now. But go ahead, Steve, show your tool.
Okay, so this is, here you go.
I said, Steve, show your tool. You know what I meant.
You can read this right here, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Knipex, and I'm just going to say it that way because that's the way I said it in that video. I said, check out these Knipex pliers.
That's the correct
So this is one of the but it's one of those lightning rod things where 50% of people are going to say, oh, you should have pronounced it Knipex, don't pronounce the K. And then there's the other side that says, yeah, you pronounced it right. That's how they say it. So if you do something like that and just be bold with it, like I was, this is a Knipex. Oh man, I couldn't count how many comments were on that video. Hundreds of comments of, you pronounced it wrong. But that means they stopped what they were doing. They stopped the scroll to comment and tell me what they thought about my video. And that's a lot more viewer engagement than you would get with someone who just, yeah, sure, whatever. That's just a pair of pliers and they move on to the next thing. So yeah, like you said, a lightning rod, that's whether it's negative or positive, that draws a lot of attention.
I do want to go back on something we were saying before on the whole success thing. I am going to say this. I never thought I'd have 3,000 subs. I remember when I was at 300 subs and sweating like, oh my God, I'm never, ever going to have the numbers that other people have. I'm never going to be this YouTuber. This is like some weird thing, right? And then I got to 1,000 and I was like, oh my God, what a horrible trek that was. I'll never get beyond that. I'll never get beyond that. I've reached the pinnacle of my YouTube career, 1,000. And then I just kept going up. And sure, it's slow little notches. It's slow. It's burdensome, but it's slow. And I'm doing it. But it is, I consider that success when you look at some other channels where guys have worked their butts off. And no, I'm not throwing any shade to them. They have worked their butt off and they can't even get to 600 subs. They can't even get to 1,000 subs. And you can sit there and give them all the advice in the world, but sometimes it's, part of it comes to personality too. And some of the guys you're talking to, they have all the knowledge in the world. They've got even the ability to make great imagery and sound, but they sound like this. And watch my video because you should. And there's no charisma. There's no interest in there. And there is, you can't beat yourself up over numbers when you have to overcome something like that. You have to know that. I mean, Robert, let's be honest. You're a big personality guy, super big personality guy. It comes off on the camera. You ooze personality. Look at Lindsay. Lindsay is a very likable guy. He's one of those guys that like.
He looks like a basset hound.
He can hug.
Impact rating. That's. You guys see
I
that?
don't know. I'm ashamed of who knows
Put that back up, dude.
Oh,
What
geez.
did he say? What is it?
The Impact Ratings comedy says Eloise
Oh.
a few minutes back.
Yeah.
Steve's talking about his shorts, and then I say, "Hey, dude, show your tool."
Lindsay
That's where I keep them, right?
Lindsay looks like the guy that can hug your mom. It's like he's the
Oh, I
guy
can.
that he's the guy. He's like that. He's like he's like that super cool guy. So he oozes that. I've watched his videos and I'm like, dude, how do you not like Lindsay after watching him on a video?
Oh,
He's
there's a list of
smiling and he's so he's so upbeat. He's that guy that you want at a funeral to make everybody feel better. He's that guy. So
If he was my tool guy, I'd have more gear wrench in my box.
dude, exactly. I'll buy from him because he's that way. He's charismatic. So I'm going to tell you guys something out there that you don't want to hear. There is a level of charisma, speech capability, and communication capability that you have to work on. You have to work on everything. YouTube is an always learning thing. I'll tell you right now, the biggest YouTubers are always evolving, always learning. I was watching. I know you guys can't stand PewDiePie, right? But I was hearing PewDiePie talk, and he said he was going through different classes, learning different things because he's upping his game, right? This is a guy that doesn't need to up his game. He's at the very top. He is basically the king of YouTube.
Probably why he's at the top because he's continuing to up his game.
His content is so different from 6 months ago, from a year ago, from and I know, Lindsay, you don't get his jokes, you don't like him. I get it. But he is. You can see it. You can see what he's changed. You can see what he's trying to do. He's had those real serious moments where he's talked about social issues that he's not happy about, and it's very deep. And he's had like personal things that have happened. You just watch a guy like that, and it's interesting. So I'm telling you guys out here, if you've got a channel and you don't have success and you're doing everything right, you got to look in the mirror. You got to go to Toastmasters. You got to go try some speech therapy. You have to really get past that. And I'm telling you, as a guy that goes through it all the time, I stutter. When the microphone goes on, you see me lively on a live stream. Check me out on different live streams and then watch me on Tuesday. On Tuesday, I prepare. I'm all huffed up. I'm ready to go. I'm yelling. I'm screaming. I'm keeping the excitement up.
He makes us all check in 2 hours early for the live stream so we can.
I come onto some of Jude's streams. Jude, how have I been? Like, hey, what's going on? Oh,
Yeah, you are. It's a different personality. And to what Ed's saying is, he's told me that many times, and I'm not saying by any means that I'm a personality that people want to see, but he's told me that's the only thing that's kind of keeping my channel afloat, because my editing sucks and everything else does. Man, so the fact that you're growing is a testament to who you are, because your videos need to improve. You really got to work. And then he hates, like, I haven't done it today, and I don't know why I don't do it when I'm talking to people, but when I'm filming, I don't know why I always get this wrong. Hey guys, what's up? This is Power Structure, and you're gonna. I don't know why I get a those in my videos. I do not know why that. It's not.
You make a
Booger
mistake.
sugar.
Yeah, no, and then he makes a mistake. He's like, yeah, this is a torque wrench. I mean an impact wrench. It's like, bro, don't do that. Don't do that, right? And Lindsay will tell you that's all stuff you learn at like Toastmasters and different things like that. Like, don't do that. Don't. And if you're gonna do it, edit it. Edit it out.
Ken said, I got to worry about Lindsay around my mom.
Yeah. You got to worry about your cat around Lindsay.
You might have to worry about, but she doesn't.
I don't know what to tell you guys. I just wake up in the morning. I piss excellence. No, honestly, the guy you guys see on the camera is the way I interact with people in real life. It is who I am. You love me, you hate me. It's all the same to me. I'm not sleeping with any of you, so it's not going to affect my day one way or another. I have two people that if their opinion of me it sours in a particular day, it bothers me. One's my mother, one's my wife. My mom's 89 years old. She's in a nursing home. She has Alzheimer's. She'll forget about it. My wife, I live with her. I got to make that one happy. She's all of 4'10". I just don't want her to crawl down my throat and choke me while I'm sleeping.
No, but dude, when I say personality, let's talk about your short you just did with Makita, right? Dude, that's all pure personality. That comes from a point of just being extremely ostentatious, being out there, being big, like your personality just overflows. I'm sure I'm not the only person that's ever told you that. I'm sure you've heard it from a million people. Like, dude, you got loads of personality. I think that is a big deal to become you are becoming an entertainer. Let's be honest. You are entertaining. If you think that YouTube is about just decimating information to the masses, you are absolutely wrong. It is absolutely it's all about entertainment. And if you're not entertaining, it doesn't matter.
YouTube is an advertising sales medium. That is it. They want you to hold people's attention long enough to sell them something. And it's ad space. They're an ad agency. Put your stuff here. With this channel's doing well, we'll throw your, we'll throw your commercial in their channel. Whatever. That's all it is. The rest of it. I mean, it sucks to say this because it sounds like you're dismissing the viewers. I'm not. They're the most important part. But for YouTube, every single one of us is nothing more than a way to sell an ad.
Right. Yep.
That's they're very good at it because they have to create not one thing. Mm-hmm. They have to do nothing. They had to make a platform and say, here you go ahead. And in time, even they've evolved to where, hey, you can't say this, you can't do this, or whatever. They just updated that, and I have to look at it because I'm just gonna say, as big as my personality is, I'm a highly moral individual. I don't lie to you. If you do something I don't like, I say it. It's just going to be that way. If you are a person that I find it to be a vile and disgusting human being, I guarantee you're going to know it, and you're going to not hear it from somebody else. You're going to hear it directly from me because I'm going to say you're a vile, disgusting human being. When that comes to YouTube, people see that. Mm-hmm. They see that you are that person, mm-hmm. and they can appreciate that because they know exactly what they're going to get from you. Mm-hmm. If you're someone that you can dismiss some of the vile and disgusting things that people around you say or do, when that stuff comes out, you'll never gain their trust ever again. It takes 10. You can build trust for 10 years and lose it in 10 seconds.
Yeah, but I don't think any of us are going on our videos. I guess we're trying to talk to other people. This is a video for people to learn as well, but we for the most part all just speak from experience or from what we believe is true. You know, I may misspeak sometimes and say something that's wrong, but it doesn't make it a lie.
Right. No,
Yeah.
and I'm not saying people are lying. But if you portray yourself one way on screen and you're another way off screen, that stuff does come out. People do pick up on that stuff. And you may have success for a while, but it will not be long lasting, because those cracks show up and more, and then sooner or later it comes out.
And you can tell because people's audiences become different. You know, they may have a big audience still, but it's all different people that you've never seen commenting or in their streams before. You know, so you can definitely see when someone's I guess being seen right through. And I hope.
Well, if they're creating a character for YouTube, you know, you can probably pull that off for a while, but people are going to see through that.
Chris Fix is a character, right? Chris Fix is a character. He doesn't talk like, "Hey guys," all the time. I'm sure he doesn't talk like that all the time.
Yeah, but
you got to be yourself plus some, though.
There you go. There you go. I agree with that.
I'll say one thing right now. Robert, maybe not so much because I've recently met him, but Steve, Lindsay, and Ed can all tell you that dude is a very important word in my vocabulary. Dude, every tech, dude.
But I will tell you this. Jude, your personality, and I've told you a million times, is what keeps everybody engaged on your videos, your channel, everything. It is you. Your element where you are suffering is everything else, right? That's where your camera work, your sound, your editing. You have no editing; it's non-existent, right? Your planning, your script. You got no script. You have no idea of the video. You just say, "Hey, we're gonna change this turbo, guys. This is how you do it," and tons of credit and praise for you to even be able to hold that camera and keep going with everything you're saying and not edit out any mistakes. That means that you had to say that in one take or two takes with little to no mistakes. So you have mastered a piece that's very difficult for others to master. If you master the other pieces, you're gonna be a killer. You just need to get
in one take. I mean, it's frustrating sometimes. I want to get through everything without jump cuts. Which means sometimes I got to start all over again. But it's very frustrating for me because I've been doing this long enough. I should be able to string together a few sentences without screwing it all up. But apparently I can't. I mean, the video that I'm posting tomorrow on this Matco flyer, I don't know how many takes I did because I just couldn't get the cohesion in my thought and I couldn't get it out right. And it's really frustrating. And I wind up taking way more time than I'd like just to get the raw footage down. Luckily, I usually stick to a format that doesn't require a whole lot in editing. So at least I'm not spending all day on one particular video. But still, it's something I have to constantly work on. And
one thing I'm sorry, Liz, go ahead and finish.
No, go ahead.
So one thing I do multiple takes on, like when I do a regular video, you guys are right. You see it straight from I'm shooting from the hip and I'm going at it. When I release a short, when I was doing minute-long shorts,
I always go at it from the hip.
when I released a short and when I was doing mostly minute-long shorts, I would have to do a retake because I'd get to 59, a minute one, a minute two. So I'd have to try to make it quicker. And then Steve made that way more difficult for me when he told me to do these shorts in 17 seconds. And I was like, oh my God. But at least it's all in one take. It may be multiple takes that I'm doing, but it's 17 seconds. It's not like I'm 6 minutes into a video and starting over.
But let's think about this for a second. Think about the most famous shorts on YouTube, TikTok, and every other short medium. a dog going dun dun dun, right, or something stupid like that.
Cats
or
are
some
stinking cucumbers,
right,
man. Why are
or
cats
or
afraid
or
of cucumbers?
or a drill, or one of my successful ones, grabbing a drill and drilling something in. I can't believe how many people watch that short. It is the stupidest thing.
Tech
People like
May, I
it.
don't know if you guys are all familiar with her, but she has, I know Steve is. She has a video. It's a YouTube short. It's like 12 seconds long, and it says, using my Wera screwdriver, and she goes up to a light socket and she screws it like 6 times, and that thing's got like 300,000 views or something like that.
Yeah.
That's,
Not a
But
single
how long
word.
was it though?
It was like 8, 10, 12 seconds or something like a 15
Right.
seconds.
yeah. Keep it
Yeah.
short.
I feel bad for y'all because, like, I have Alzheimer's, so if I make a mistake, it's automatically start over.
Yes.
I
Mhm.
have to, like, because first of all, I'm not going to remember. A lot of times I don't remember to edit the videos, so they go out just as they're shot. I have recently learned how to use the pause button on my phone when I'm recording. And that's
Mhm.
just like within the last week, I've learned how to do that. And that has helped a lot. But if I make a mistake, like if I'm doing a tool demo and I make a mistake, I reset. I do everything over. Even if it was the second or third or fourth tool, everything gets redone straight from the beginning. Because as soon as I'm done and I've got it in my computer or whatever, because I'm shooting at like 2 and 3 in the morning. I shoot, I'm done. I go in, I lay down, I go to sleep. The next morning I come out, I don't remember I made the mistake. I don't remember it's in there.
Damn.
So if I don't reset and redo, I know personally I'm taking the chance that I am putting my mistakes out there, and mistakes are best left. If you're a chef, because I see Chef Shade Tree, mistakes are left in the kitchen. They don't go out to the table. And for me, that's where I want to leave my stuff. It can stay in my garage. I don't want it to go out. Now, if I'm doing a deal video or whatever, I'm doing 30 minutes of deal videos after looking for deals 6 hours a day, 7 days a week.
I don't know how you do that. Jeez.
Because I love tools. I've
Yeah,
got a tool
I love
guide right
tools.
here.
I love tools too, bro. But you like to find those deals, bro. That's extra work. That's well. To be fair, I have a 9 to 5 plus my own small business I run. So I mean I've got a lot on my plate. You have a lot of.
Look at
I'm sure
your.
you have. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say it's true. I know what you're saying, but they do well. Your not 4th of July, Black Friday sales.
Oh, my Black Friday stuff. Yeah, but then everybody caught on, and now everybody's gonna copy me. It's like, oh, that's
I'm
how I
writing
do
this
it.
down right now.
Yeah, everybody's
Yeah.
like, let's do what Ed did.
Speaking
Suburban
of
Beard did a 7-hour live stream as he went to like 12 different stores on Black Friday.
How did those do? I don't
Dang.
know. I have no idea how those did. And for some reason, I don't know. I can't tell you why my Black Friday deal videos do so well. I can't tell you why. I could do a 4th of July one and it won't do so well. But I do got to go shopping more often because people like to see me shop. I don't know why they like to see me shop, but they love to see me shop.
It's because they're hoping you show them the update on the Mexicoin.
Ooh,
Hashtag Mexicoin. Best investment you'll make.
not a sponsor.
Is Dr. Mexistrange on Mexicoin? I just want to know.
Next coin.
Okay.
You gotta invest in that. That's the $50 coin.
Oh,
Invest
okay.
it and you'll get it. You'll get it.
No, sorry.
Cool
I
Demo
had to do
Steve
that.
is not a member. He doesn't know the secret handshake unless he buys Mexicoin. Lindsay he's gonna get paid in Mexicoin for an order that I got, so he's gonna be covered.
No, I will
It'll
say
be worth something someday.
I have begun to take a little bit more risk on my videos because I did have a period. It didn't last long, maybe 2 weeks, where I got 1 million views in a 2-week stretch, and I was like, well, I kind of hit the goals that I wanted to hit. So then I was like, well, I'm going to start experimenting with different angles of stuff. I'm going to start doing things differently, even though it's the same test that a lot of people are doing. It's going to look different. and different is what's going to catch. You know, because there's only so many times you can watch a guy still camera straight in the front. Okay,
I can't watch no more of those videos. Please, everybody, stop. I'm gonna start making a video. Stop drill videos. Please stop drill videos. It doesn't prove anything. It doesn't show anything. It just I can't stand it.
Here's why they work. Here's why they work.
Because they bring people in.
Everybody's lumped into camps. We're tribal people. As human beings, we're very tribal. Well, brands that you run, that's your tribe. I got 50 drills behind me, 50 impacts, whatever. I don't really care what you running, as long as it's not Makita. I don't care.
I'm gonna make a video just showing Makita win. I'm gonna make it, and I don't care if I cheat to make it, just to prove that people can cheat all day long.
Just use the hand drill. That's the only way it's gonna win.
You know what would be cool, Ed? If you show the cheat, but really make it obvious, like you're cheating. I think that would catch.
I so did that the other day on a live stream where I was testing out drill versus impact, and I was just like, the other guy was running the impact, and I said to him, I'm like, I really hate to lose. So I had the 7009, the brand new DeWalt hammer drill, the small one, and I went over and grabbed the 999. I was like, oh, I got to get something, and I went over, grabbed the 999, and I used the 999 for the rest of the video, and the dude never caught on that I was using the 999. But I kept telling everybody, I'm like, when he was off camera, I'm like, don't tell him. And then I showed him I'm using the 999. I'm like, yeah, this is going to be fun, guys. and totally, like, everybody that was in the chat got in on, like, hey, that 709 is really killing it. What's up? The 17 to 8 or whatever it was, and I had cheated the whole time. I think the first two tests were the only ones I ran the 709, and then the rest it was just the 999.
Look at this comment. Is this even allowed on YouTube? It says, I saw a short from Dr. Cars that was Autobahn Dan's video, and he just reposted it. Dan only had like 700 views, and that Dr. Cars video had over 250,000 views, and it's stolen content. They can do that.
Yeah. It depends. So you can fight that if it's an original straight short, right? If you put it on TikTok, you can't fight it. If you put the short and you're commenting on the short, like let's say Robert's drilling and I say, oh man, I hate this test, man. This is a dumb test. Boom. That's all I got to do. And I could take all his content and put the short up and just speak to it.
On YouTube?
It's called fair use.
Yeah. On anything. Yeah. On anything. I could take one of your videos today. I could take one of I could probably go get the video that I'll prove it. I'll take Lindsay's video, the one where he's saying the oh crap snap on, and I'll comment on it I was like, I'm gonna comment on this video, guys. Let's go through it. And I'll comment on it and watch. It won't get taken down. I'm not stealing his content or anything because I'm doing commentary on another YouTuber's content.
Well, just so you know, there is a
unfair,
new
but it's possible.
there is a new feature in YouTube Studio where you can search for other people using, like, you can have YouTube search for other people using your content, and you can hit them with a copyright claim.
Oh, show me how to do that, bro.
It's in your studio.
My stuff.
As long as you don't sign the rights over, as long as you're not signing the rights over to anyone else, you own it. And if somebody else uses it, they are violating.
Well,
use my footage as parts of their videos. Two different people.
It's not technically true. So when you put a video up, there is another radio button that says that you don't want other people to share your content, or you don't want your. So you do have to hit that. Then if they did use your stuff or whatever, you can then do the copyright search, and then you can hit them with your copyright claim. And then you can probably get a strike out of them if they're just blatantly ripping off your content.
Now that's obviously a YouTube policy, but and it probably makes it way easier to find somebody who is infringing on your copyright. But that can't be the law, is it? I mean, if not that it matters. I mean, we're not taking each other to court over reposting a video, but if you own the content because you created it, as long as it's original and you make it, you own the rights to it. And unless you sign that over to YouTube by posting it, then it's yours.
It happens to big
That's why there's
YouTubers all the time.
music and stuff like that is because someone else owns the rights to that, unless you use stuff from YouTube's own library or you purchase the rights to it by going through a subscription service or something like that.
That's why it's important to have licensed music that you pay for, that where you
Yeah.
pay and own the license. Because somebody grabs your video and uses that music in their video, boom. I put up a TikTok the other day and somebody said, "Give me the name of that song I wanted." I'm like, "You can't use it. It's licensed. You can't touch it."
Mhm.
But YouTubers do it all the time to bigger YouTubers. They grab their video and sit there and I'm going to talk about this guy's video, and they'll sit there and watch the video and comment on it, and that's completely allowed, 100% allowed.
Wow.
Well,
It is
there's
called-
even movie review channels. You can put Star Wars up on your channel and
review
do
it.
certain scenes. You talk about it, and that's called fair use because
That's right.
you are talking about their content. You're
Then-
not republishing it or redistributing it. You're just talking about it.
Then how is it that the UFC, I've seen the Ultimate Fighting Championships, there's people, if you ever watch videos on channels that are talking about fights or fighters coming up or past fights or the best knockouts, it's always still shots because the UFC
Yeah.
doesn't let them use the footage of the event. Is that because it's live or an actual event?
It's
That's
because
they have good lawyers.
well,
they are willing to protect it with attorneys, and you have to be willing to defend yourself using that copyrighted material with your
Gotcha.
attorneys. If you're not, sorry, go
well,
ahead.
well, technically, because the UFC is a sports entity, and they have a copyright, their copyright is protected by the FCC. So if someone is using their copyrighted material, which is not, and there's always the disclaimer: if you watch an NFL game, this is intended for whatever audience, cannot use any
The sole use
description
of-
or whatever.
The sole
The
use of the
NFL.
NFL, yeah.
Yeah, well, the UFC does the same thing. They have that same type of thing going on. So if you go in there and you're using it, especially if you're a monetized channel, which is why most of those guys get their, they get those the monetization pulled, and then the UFC gets the money for all of their content. Those guys are just there getting freaking views. That's it. But if they fought it or they didn't, then the FCC would, the YouTube could get in trouble if they're letting people continue to make money off of it.
I'll say
So-
this also for YouTube. If you are using another creator's content and you claim fair use, you better come with a really good defense, because YouTube almost always sides with the original creator. If there's a claim or a strike or something like that from that original creator, chances are they're going to instantly and automatically side with them, and you have to prove your case otherwise that it is fair use. So you're fighting an uphill battle there.
Well, as soon as Ed's video comes out where he is going over Lindsay's video, I'm going to release a video of me going over Ed going over Lindsay's videos. Man, listen to me. How can you guys
Fair.
Ian, Ian, I'm glad you're a new guy. I apologize. Absolutely, we talk about tools and tech and wrench in here. The thing is that today's stream was specifically about YouTube discussion. We put it out on the intro and on the card, on the description. It was well known that you probably just got a ding and came to the channel, but it was well known that today's discussion, what topic was going to be.
Yeah, I put
YouTube
it
creation.
like on my community page on YouTube, on Instagram, and I think even like Ed said when I introduced the channel, I said I know we're not really going to talk about tools and everything today. Yeah, I did say that because I said or tech and DIY and sometimes comics, but I think Ian knows. He's
Yeah.
just messing around.
And by
he's
the
just-
way, I think Jude, you were talking about my tool, weren't you?
yeah. We saw a tool. We saw a tool.
I'm not saying a word.
No.
That's a hell of a first impression. I'm just gonna say that. I could talk about YouTube all day. This is something that I have passionately studied. I will say that I have studied it. I know a lot of the tips and tricks and all the how-tos, and not every one thing works for people, for everyone.
So
But
teach us how to move the algorithm.
you
Yeah,
want to
good luck.
No, it's actually it's a lot easier than a lot of people will think. You have to if you're an established channel, which is anybody over a year old. If you're an established channel, it takes you 3 months of consistently new content to change your algorithm.
Oh, okay, Lord, Ian.
So you have to get in there like if you wanted to do, say, you're doing tool repairs today, and then tomorrow you were showing people's butt cracks or whatever. Well, the butt crack videos might not do so well initially, and I only say that because I saw Ed's. But the butt crack videos might
It
not
was
do well
memorable. It was
initially. Yeah,
memorable. It was memorable, guys.
yeah,
He liked it.
yeah. It had a big crack in it. That's all I can tell you. But you do that for 3 months. It's consistent. You're releasing this stuff at the same time. You're getting a consistent number of viewers. You're gaining subscribers or whatever. That algorithm does change. YouTube does adapt to what you're doing. If you're not, and if you want to hurt your channel, just don't be consistent. Millis Construction is a fantastic channel here on YouTube. Dude releases a video every Friday at 5 o'clock. They know like every single one of his people know exactly when his video is going to drop. And so at 5 o'clock on Friday, his channel goes boom. He gets a bunch of views, a bunch of subscribers or whatever. It took him 3 months to get that established to where YouTube then knew that video is going to drop at 5 o'clock on Friday, and it started presenting it to new audiences at that time. So his click-through and impression rate goes up every time he releases that new video at that same time. If you're one of those guys that, well, I'll release a video on Tuesday at 2 o'clock, or the next video was like going to be Saturday at 3:30 in the morning or whatever.
That's how I release, man. So everything is completely random.
Guess what? That's not going to work.
Yeah. It's told me that being consistent.
And I suck at consistency too.
Every Sunday morning, I wake up, I take a shower, I make a cup of coffee, and I watch Lindsay, and I watch Project Farms every Sunday morning. I know they have a video up by the time my coffee's ready. I can watch both of those videos, and then I can do whatever I'm going to do, whether hang out with my kid or work in the garage or work on a truck. Doesn't matter. But I know every Sunday I can count on those 2 videos.
There you go. And that's all. Like anything in life, consistency is the key. If you're, you just don't want to be consistently bad. But even consistently bad can work. I watched a bunch of kung fu movies. Yeah, I watched a bunch of kung fu movies in the 1970s that were consistently bad, and I loved them.
Yep,
the La Choy Kung Fu Theater. La Choy Kung Fu Theater. I loved it.
Oh yeah. It
was on WGN in Chicago.
It was on the equivalent of that in LA. It was called it's called KCal 9. I don't remember what it used to be. Pat'll put the name of the channel. But what did KCal 9 used to be, Pat? 30 years ago, 40 years ago. But I used to watch that. East Coast Kid puts up something really cool, guys. It's something he did maybe 2-3 weeks ago or a month now, but he called it Tool Time Tuesday, and it's spelled Toolsday, TOOLSDAY, and it's a short, with minute or less. I try to do mine in 17 seconds. Thank you, Steve. But but grab a tool, talk about it for a few seconds, maybe say you're going to use it in the video coming up, and upload it as Tool Time Tuesday. And anybody who does that, when I do mine, I will tag you in them. So as of now, Ken's done it, Raging Cage has done it, Anthony GM85 has done it, and I've done it. And I think we're the only 4 who have done Tool Time Tuesday videos. But if anybody wants to start that and try to make that a trend, and hopefully some dude who I've never met before, in China is going to do a hashtag Tool Time Tuesday video someday, and I think that'll be cool if we can make that something, make that happen.
That started with East Coast Ken there.
Yep. It actually started with L&R Rides. L&R Rides was his channel. He's just recently switching over to East Coast Ken because L&R Rides was a channel that he did tools and he worked on stuff, but he also had his kids in a lot of his videos. And he knows that it's hard to separate, content when you have content that's made for kids. So I don't even think he put a video up called East Coast Ken yet, but it's going to continue to be on L&R Rides until he starts East Coast Ken officially. And then his videos will be up on East Coast Ken.
I dig it. I like it.
Yeah, so everyone do one. Everyone, anyone in the panel, anyone in the comments, anyone who watches this tomorrow or next Tuesday, it doesn't matter. We'd love to see it.
I'll give it a shot at doing one this Tuesday.
All right,
Tuesday is a recording and upload day for me anyway. So
Ken will we're trying to get the same. The one hashtag is hashtag shorts, and then the tags. There's 3 tags, and Ken will send them to you what they are to put in your tags.
Are you still using hashtag shorts?
No, you don't have to.
You don't have to
if you're still using that, it's out of date. You don't need to do that anymore.
Really?
Oh no.
Mm-hmm. If you do a vertical video under a minute, YouTube will automatically put that on the short shelf. Even if you don't put a title on there, it doesn't care.
Oh, I thought the hashtag shorts was for people looking for shorts, not for YouTube. See, I need you guys.
Well, if you open your YouTube app on your phone, there's a short section. They call it the short shelf. So if you're looking for shorts, that's the easiest way to find them.
And it's usually there's two videos and then the shorts that you can scroll through.
Yeah, if you open up a short and watch it, it'll either go to the next one automatically or you can scroll up. Who does that? It's an app that I don't have. Maybe TikTok does that, but you can just flip up like that and just scroll to the next short that you want to watch.
Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook do that. Now, let me ask a question. On the shorts, are you hitting monetization? Yes.
Yep.
No, it's not necessary. The only time, this was way back during the
intro, right, where they're giving away money
in shorts. Mm-hmm. Well, they're still doing that.
Yeah.
But the monetization is for AdSense, and that's a completely different kettle of fish. The YouTube Shorts fund, that bonus that you're eligible for if you get so many shorts, that comes in from a separate fund, and it has nothing to do with AdSense. You don't even need to have an AdSense account. So anyone there in the chat right now, if you put up a short and it gets 10 million views, YouTube will offer you a bonus for that, whether you're a partner with them or not.
It's $100.
It can be way more than that.
Well, that's all I get.
I think the maximum is $9,000 or $10,000 a month from that fund. That's depending on how many views you get.
$100 is way more than I've gotten. I've gotten 0 cents for my shorts.
Yeah, I think 100 might be close to the minimum. I think.
Yeah, you get paid what you're worth there, Ed.
Thanks, man. I try.
I'm not selling you. I'm not saying you make more doing shorts than you would selling your body, but it's close.
Oh no! If I sold my body, I'd make lots of money. Are you kidding me?
Wait, no. I meant to other people, not to science.
No, to other people. Look, let me tell you. Just with this full of head of hair right here. Look at that. Look at that. That's like a mutant right there, man. You need to respect.
No, whoever pointed Dr. Mexi Strange, man, they nailed it.
Oh, that was this guy, right?
Oh, that was you. That was you. That was
Robert. That punk right there.
The Mexican Dr. Strange, man. You nailed it, man. That was right. Good.
I did that live one night, I think.
You did that live. He came up with it live. Yeah, well, I think this has been a riveting discussion, but I think it's almost time to go.
Yeah, I think we got to go light some fireworks or something.
Yeah,
no, because I'd like to ask you guys some questions backstage. I don't want to I don't want to show my screens and stuff in front of everybody.
You don't want to get embarrassed, is what you're saying.
Oh yeah, I'm so embarrassed. Listen, we had this discussion, and you know what? This calling me chicken, huh? Calling me chicken. Let me tell you, we had this discussion one night, and I think it's a great ending note. And I'll let Lindsay end it. I'll let Lindsay talk about it. Lindsay, you were mentioning how rare it is to make money on YouTube. How to, people that actually even get to a point.
Yep.
Can you reiterate that conversation?
There are 31 million YouTube channels. 0.25% earn money. And that's defined by over $50 a month. That means 80,000 of the 31 million channels earn more than $50 a month. So if you're making money, you're in a rare company. And it just goes to show how difficult it is to stick with it long enough and to turn out content which is popular enough that will get you an audience where you can get monetized and actually earn some real money. And of those, they're very small time earners. It's not like people are getting rich off of YouTube. There's only a handful of people that can make real money, and you don't get to even make a living and have a reasonable income unless you're hitting over 250,000 subscribers. So, most channels are small channels, and of those that make money, it's not much.
Well, it's the 80-20 rule.
Mm-hmm.
20% of your in sales, your top 20% of your salespeople are going to make 80% of the commission.
Yep, absolutely.
And notice how this always goes back to sales. Imagine a salesperson with a dull personality. Imagine a salesperson that doesn't sell. Imagine a company that doesn't do the 80% rule with sales.
Man,
all about sales.
Anything mechanical I can fix, man. I ran.
I'm an engineer. I suck at sales.
It's
okay.
I think of myself as a decent wrench, but I never knew until I started writing service how good of a salesman I am, and not selling stuff that's not needed. I mean, but I can make someone feel good about putting some money into their car that they need, and I do a pretty decent job at that. And I'm a pretty decent wrench too, I believe. But on that note, man, being that we are going to be backstage for a little bit, I want to go ahead and end the stream tonight. Thank you guys for being part of the panel. Everyone in the chat, thank you guys for hanging out. Everyone who's super, man, thank you guys. And I really appreciate that. It's not expected at all, but it's always appreciated. So that's cool. Thank you guys for doing that. Do you guys want to say some goodbyes?
Well, sure. Everybody knows my name already because I was already told that everybody knows my name. So subscribe to me, and all those other guys. They already got your subscription, your family's subscription, your grandma's subscription. You heard the numbers they got. So subscribe to me and Jude. We need it. Ed the Old Tech Guy, best channel on YouTube.
Well, it's hard to follow up that audacious lie.
Kind of like your penis size.
It is audacious.
No, audacious lie.
29.
No,
28.
you're right. When I say it's only 6 inches, that is a lie. Anyway, 5.5. Anyway, look, the thing about YouTube is you gotta love it. If you don't love it, don't do it. If you're just making content to make content, you're gonna fail. Do what you love. Always be who you are, and the numbers will come. If you're gonna live and die by the numbers, you're gonna get burnout. You're gonna get frustrated. Just be good and be happy with what you're making. And as far as subscribing to the actual Best Tool channel on YouTube, it's Project Farm, and you can go over there and subscribe anytime you want. If you just want to laugh, you want to see a large guy do stupid things in his garage and show you tool deals, save you money, then you want to subscribe to me.
Or Ed the Old Tech Guy.
What do they need, comics or something? I'm still waiting for Jude. Yeah.
All right, everyone. Thank you for joining us on this live stream. It is a little bit weird that we're talking about YouTube, but thanks for giving us the opportunity to talk about one of our hobbies that we don't normally get to talk about. So thank you for that. Enjoy your Independence Day weekend with your family. Be safe. And as always, subscribe to Ed the Old Tech Guy.
And I got stimulated. Thank you. I got stimulated.
Oh, you saw that, did you?
Well, thank you for the stimulated.
Thanks, Jude, for having me on. I appreciate the opportunity to participate in the panel. Thank you to everyone in the chat. The conversation in the sidebar was fantastic. And seeing as how, unless we know each other in person, the only way we know each other is over YouTube, it was really cool to talk about a completely different aspect of why we all know each other. And it was a fun time just to compare notes and see how each of us does what we do. It's a great opportunity to learn from each other. So I appreciate all the input I get. I know the other guys do too. Any of the comments that you guys leave on our channels is also greatly appreciated. So please keep it up. Appreciate the viewership. And everyone have a great Independence Day. I will say this. The other day I was at a race shop where I normally service, and there was a British race team there. And they came on my truck and they bought a few things. And I almost said, Happy Independence Day.
I think that would be very fitting.
Were they on American soil? Were they on American soil? I think it would fit.
Here's how you address it. The next time you see him, if you ever get to see him again, just welcome him to the free world.
All right, guys. I appreciate everybody. Like I said, I kind of said my outro already, but thanks for everyone for being here. You guys wanted to see all the channel names? Well, Lindsay is actually Coil Tools. Robert is actually Tools with Souls, and Steve, myself, and Ed. That's our channels right there. Everyone, have a great Independence Day, unless I guess you're British, but all right. Good night.
Hey.
Yeah, go ahead.
What? No, I was gonna tell Lindsay. Send me that half incher.
That's what she said. Well, it's not what she said.
It's life size.
It is your size. The half inch, the half inch gear wrench. Send that to me.
Torque wrench. Okay.
Send that to me. Have you sent my scissors out already?
Will do, huh?
Have you sent my scissors out already?
Nope. They were no. They'll come from two different.
I thought you had to put them together.
You got it.
Okay.
All right.
And Ken, I know you wanted to be part of the backstage, so I sent you an email. And if Tarek, John, or Pat want to join, I know you guys like to join after usually. Let me know, and I can send you guys emails as well. In fact, I'm just going to send them right now. All right. Good night, guys.